I'm playing Maia Buckley.
Okay. Good evening, and welcome to the music of the night. And apparently, we're starting. I'm your storyteller, Karnis, and with me tonight, I have my extremely Riley crew. Starting with
kcstranger playing Petra Schweinsteiger.
I already introduced myself. I'm playing Maia Buckley.
Tastymusic playing Scott Elwell.
And if we were recording this for a podcast, this is where I would say, cut that.
He just wants to give you more information.
Sorry. Sorry, Twitch. I did not mean to give you the infinite... the infinite window is the bad... It is the worst window. Anyways.
Also full screen recommended.
I can't do full screen.
Then just drag it as far left as you can. Why can't you full screen?
Well, here's...
Yeah, there you go. You just did.
Yeah, I did.
Because he has to switch around so much.
But here's the thing. I didn't get my setup done because people were talking and I got distracted. So I have this...
That's no one's fault but yours. Anyways, go ahead.
He was helping me.
Disagree. I can blame as many people as I desire.
Alright, I'm done. Let's go.
I like how when Casey's done, then we go.
Yep.
Anyways. Hi, folks. Welcome to the intervention version of Music of the Night.
We're not related. We're not siblings. It's fine.
Oh, man.
Me and Karnis are siblings. Hi, brother.
So, last time, you all came out of the open space beneath the bridge out by Rogue's Hollow. Let me move some things over here. Maia had a bit of a minor breakdown. Petra and Scott got her back to Luca's place. About that time, you guys started to try to get some rest / try to get some sanity and figure out what you were going to be doing with yourselves. Didn't turn out very well for anyone involved, really. There was a message of some sort, perhaps, as a bottle of whiskey came crashing to the ground, and the whiskey sort of flowed over the business card for this sanctuary, the bar that Nadia works at. After this subtle clue by who you may never know, you all sort of went your separate ways. Petra and Scott went to work. Maia hung out at Luca's, waiting and trying to get a hold of Kenneth. Petra had a short run-in with the Archangel Michelle. Scott had a interesting experience with Mike Winter, the alpha of the Winter Moons. Maia got to talk to Kenneth briefly and then went off to work. Followed by Petra doing the typical, supernatural info dump a little bit later, finding out about a bunch of Antons.
Many Antons.
She now knows everything there is to know about anybody named Anton.
Unfortunately not, but go ahead.
At that point, Petra and Scott were given the message by Maia that to get more fire elemental blood, they would have to follow to an address, talk to a person. I feel like my volume is way skitsy today, and I don't know why.
You were breaking in and out a little at the beginning, but you're now.
Anyways, no, I meant, like, the music sounds super loud to me for some reason.
I don't hear any music.
Oh.
I don't.
It's really quiet.
Oh, okay. How do I... I know what I can do. Hold on. Give me that hot second. Okay. Is it now sort of soft in the background?
Yeah.
Cool.
I
Sorry.
don't hear anything, but okay.
You.
That could
Yeah,
be me.
music.
That's probably me then.
All right. Regardless, Petra Scott went to the Akron PD, met with Lieutenant John something. I looked it up last time. I'm not
Armstrong.
Armstrong. That's it. Right.
How can I forget a name like Armstrong?
I don't know.
His families have been detectives for generations.
Thank you. Yes. So Detective Armstrong, you were charged with another possible quest. That being to discover who's killing goth teens in a fairly
Putting
brutal
goth
and
teens in a
horrifying
blender.
way.
This could go so many ways.
Not so much blender as like,
Razor wire.
yeah.
Don't
I was thinking monofilament whip from Shadowrun, but anyways. Somebody's playing Nicodemus. So yeah, it's bad. And that's where we left off, as we sort of pulled away, getting images of sort of everybody, Petra and Scott as they got into the car and drove off, Maia as she was mixing drinks and looking a little bit more concerned than her usual happy-go-lucky self, and a attractive blonde college teen mixing drinks and just doing generic tomfoolery as heavy metal beats in the background, and that's where we faded out.
So Petra, we going to see Maia?
Said we'd meet up, right?
So
I'm down for drinks.
we fade back in on the inside of a beat up, sort of rusty vehicle. Not rusty, but a used vehicle of some sort. You guys are.
I mean, if I remember, is this my car
Yes.
that you're talking about? Okay,
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
Scott came separately, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
he would have
true.
met you there.
Okay, so like I imagine, just for sake of keeping our cars on hand, we'd probably drive over separately.
Okay. Scott goes back to his place, drops his car off, and then takes an Uber.
I was about to say the easiest thing for you guys to do, for logical sense, would be drop somebody's car off at their home. The closest is Petra's.
Okay.
Wait,
That makes sense.
where do you live, Scott? Do we know?
Karnis, where do I live?
Scott lives. I believe you live in either Northern Cuyahoga Falls or like South Stowe. I'm sorry, not South Stowe, South Hudson.
Pick.
I
Okay,
like
yeah.
Falls.
So we're
It-
closer to
Oh.
me.
Yeah.
Okay, so drop off my car, then Scott
And-
drive.
And Scott's closer to my work.
The
Fine. But
Your
you're
car is
taking-
almost certainly nicer than mine as well. Mine is, you know, those old cars that look like shit year after year, but they just sort of keep running.
Oh, like Blackhawk's old car?
Yeah, it's kind of what I got going on.
Okay.
all right. You guys drive over to Firestone Park, drop off Petra's vehicle.
I'm
Scott-
keeping an eye out to see if any police people are following me,
Okay.
or if there's any winter moons.
Make me. So you're doing just sort of a generic check to try to watch who's following you.
Yeah.
Cool. Make me a wits. This would be wits stealth. No, wits. Yeah, this is gonna be wits stealth or wits investigation, either or.
Well, we'll go with stealth.
I would also take Streetwise.
Oh, I'll do that then. Haha. I've got a dot in that. As opposed to having one die. Nothing.
Okay.
It adds up to over 10. Does that count?
You don't really notice anything. So you guys.
It's the same day. I didn't. Just...
Oh, right. You should have technically taken that at a -1.
Why?
Because you haven't slept.
Oh yeah.
So
Shit.
you should do it again, Tasty.
No, no.
At a -1.
You don't really notice anything. It's really hard. The sun's already set. There's some flurries of snow around, and outside of that, everything looks like headlights.
Mm-hmm.
The worries of a Midwestern town in winter. So, you guys get back down to Petra's, drop Petra's car off. You hop into Scott's, what I presume is some sort of...
Older Acura.
Okay. I was about to say, either like an older Audi or an older Acura, some sort of nice sedan.
Mm-hmm.
I snuggle comfortably into the front seat.
Cute.
I turn on one of the seat warmers. Uh-huh.
Apparently not that old.
I continue snuggling.
And
Those have been out for a while.
Yeah, a nicer car like from, 10
yeah.
or so years ago.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
You guys now head to the cricket, our usual gathering place.
Oh, actually, wait
yes.
a minute. I was thinking about something. Okay. When I never specified this before, but I am actually going to put on one of... Oh, actually, it's not even true. No, I take that back. Never mind. I'm done. Ignore me.
All right. Yeah, so you drive to the cricket. It's a little bit longer drive. Again, the snow is flurrying pretty heavily. It's night, but it's also sort of right after rush hour, so it's still kind of busy. You get up to the cricket. It is packed as you walk in. You see Maia sort of... You see Maia sort of taking drinks and bills and doing all sorts of bartendery things. It's, again, packed is probably a over-exaggeratory term. It's busy for the cricket, which means there's a large crowd, but you guys can easily find seats.
I save them seats at my favorite corner of the bar.
You see 2 seats right at the corner of the bar, which just so happens to be right next to a very nice little open fire.
I come on over and I look at Scott and I go, let me try. Don't tell me what you want. And I go back, and I might be wrong, but I grab him an old fashioned for starters. I drop it off and I say, Petra, what can I get you? And Scott, is that okay?
Yeah, but I also want one of the things that this place is known for. Heard a few good things here or there.
All right. Well, you start with that, and then
I have the barfly merit. I want to use it.
All right. You get this. I know you can drink. You drink this, and then I'll come back for that. Deal?
You ever seen Crazy Stupid Love?
Yes. All right, Scott. What can I get you?
Crazy Stupid Love.
And Petra?
I just look and point out like a wheat beer.
I obtain and I return.
Scott, make me a Constitution.
What? What's that? Constitution.
It's just Constitution, I believe, right?
Do you mean stamina?
Sorry, stamina. You are
-1.
No. This isn't affected by your late night.
Yeah.
All right, nice. You take it and you keep rolling. Scott does this a lot. Yeah.
We do have that in common.
So you guys take a couple of minutes, drink your beers, think about what's happened. Petra, Scott, do you share with Maia what happened over at the police station?
I mean, I imagine she has to like do things, but I imagine we at least give her the quick rundown while she like takes a pause.
Sure, yeah, it's probably interrupted, but over the course of an hour or so, you sort of break things down for her.
The cops
Okay.
are after me. We're fucked.
I kind of make it seem like it's like casual conversation like that every patron at the bar kind of gets from me, right? So like
Yeah.
they're used to like seeing me chat for a second, but like I kind of do that in between other things and make sure my attention is spread.
Yeah, of course. It fools most people.
Great.
I will also mention, I won't go into all the details, but I'll mention I found some stuff about the guy we're looking for. We can talk about it later. Anton Tchaikovsky.
I asked them how long they are planning on hanging out.
How long when does your shift end?
Yes, Karnis?
She closes. That was close.
Oh,
Okay, so I imagine she answers that then.
yeah.
Which is like what? 2 a.m., something like that?
2:30 is last call.
Oh, I was saying 2. Okay, 2:30 is last call.
You're right. 2 is last call. 2:30 is usually close.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. All right.
Okay, so then I'll mention, to be honest, I was thinking of hitting up one more place before I headed home tonight.
I pointed at Scott. You going with him or you hanging out?
Heard.
He's my ride.
Her. Excuse me. I
She's
could be
my
your
ride.
ride.
Petra, if I may call upon your merit.
Okay.
You remember that the business card that you guys looked at for Sanctuary said that they don't close till 4. Now,
I need to sleep tonight really badly.
This is an unusual thing.
It's a Friday.
It is a Friday. That's true. It's an unusual thing, and you know that it does occasionally happen that some bars or clubs will charge a cover fee when you walk in the door, and then everything inside is considered a private party, so they can serve alcohol after 2 a.m.
I see. Okay, so potentially either not getting in easily or having to shell out a little bit.
But you have the card.
Do you have the card?
That might be something. You're not sure, but it might be something. Actually, Petra, you can't make this roll. Maia, Scott, make me a... This is probably intelligence streetwise.
Do I get a bonus because of Barfly?
Yes, absolutely.
How many? 1, 2, what?
Barfly, I believe, is 2.
Ooh.
I can learn things from Pasty about how to make sure that I get extra
Hey.
things.
Okay, cool. Excuse me. So you both know that for places like this, if they're doing that kind of a thing, where they're having super late nights and charging people so that they can call it a private party, you usually need some sort of marker to identify you. That
Like
said,
an entry token of sorts.
Sure. That said, somebody who works there, handing you a private card that simply has a word on it, on one side, is probably that token.
Yes.
So you...
Did one of us keep that?
Yes. I'm pretty sure one of you...
Scott points at Petra, if we're talking.
Yeah, we're talking.
Okay.
Okay, so I mean, I guess when they mention that, I sort of pull it out and turn it back and forth.
I guess question is, it's one card and there's 3 of us. Can we all get in on one card? Or, like, generally places, like, require you to each have a thing.
Yeah, but both of you are very attractive women, and we got one card. That could be for me. You could probably swing it.
I don't see why not.
Well, what are we scoping the place out after Maia gets off then?
When you say scoping, you mean hitting up, right?
That's what I mean.
Yes. Hey, I'm down.
Holy shit.
Okay, then in that case, Maia, question. Do you know a good place around here to take a nap?
You can go back to my apartment if you want. I'm not that far away.
You can sleep in my car. It might be a little cold.
I might take Maia up on her offer if that's all right.
Okay.
Check on Nadia while you're there.
Will do. Does
Baby.
he need food or anything at this point, or just maybe let out?
Baby grill.
My bad. My bad.
Whatever. She will just cuddle with you while you sleep.
Perfect.
She would also probably love being let out.
I can manage that.
Gail's been watching her, but yes, I just know what Petra needs and just say she wants to cuddle you.
Oh, that's right.
Gail's been watching her.
Gail's at your apartment. Okay, I forgot.
He's potentially at my apartment.
Yes. Potentially.
Is Petra about to meet Gail and then get into a torrid love triangle with Gail and Wayne Johnson?
That's how I roll.
Scott has finished his next old-fashioned.
Okay, so towards the end of not being completely wasted after tonight, I will either so what? We only have Scott and Maia's car here, so maybe I just lift back to Maia's place.
You could probably walk to Maia's if you want.
Oh, is it that close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, half a mile close?
Yes.
Or...
Yeah,
okay.
like 6 blocks close.
I planned this.
Okay, then...
I'm a bartender. I need to be able to walk home.
Fair point. I guess then I take her key and head over there.
Okay. Cool. Scott, are you going with or are you staying?
Scott's staying.
Cool.
And drinking and flirting with anyone who he sees.
I was about to say that.
Hey.
Then that said, Scott, Maia, high or low?
Low.
Hi.
Wait. Do we each get to pick or are we picking together?
You have to pick together.
Then high.
High? Cool. Alright, we'll start with you guys then. So Petra heads over to Maia's apartment, and we will catch up with her in a moment. So, Scott, you slammed down your second old-fashioned. No problemo. You're an old hat at this by now. I assume you order that special drink, whatever the cricket
The
is
Barclay
known
special,
for.
we'll call it.
Yeah, the Barclay special. Actually, that's a thing. So, given your barfly status, you would know that Maia is not only a very, very, very talented bartender, she's also very much the thing that sort of gives this place its unique cocktails. You watch her closely for for an hour or so, and you realize that she's not mixing perfect cocktails, if you will. She's adding little things or subtracting little things depending on the customer. Which is what makes a really, really good mixologist really, really good. Is they know the exact palate of the person they're serving to, and they can sort of flip a recipe on the fly. You would know then at that point that after you probably finish your second or maybe third old-fashioned, that
he's getting a Long Island iced tea as the third thing.
Okay.
Before he gets the Barclays.
then if you really want like the special of whatever this place is, you're gonna ask Maia to make you something like new.
You're gonna test me. You're gonna test me.
Okay. Maia?
Yes.
Witchcrafts +1.
Scott leans to the person next to him.
Does she have any kind of bonus on this?
+1. She has a mixology
Oops.
specialty.
Didn't realize that's what you were indicating.
Sorry. I didn't do it right at first. Haha! You get a good damn drink, boy.
Nice. Okay. Describe the drink for us. What do you make, Maia?
Oh shit. I just want to know what kind of liquor he wants to start with it. What base do you want, Scott?
Whiskey.
Whiskey? Alright, so I give him some sort of like bubbly whiskey something, but I can't quite tell him exactly what's in it, right? Like, it's got some heart to it. It's got that like bourbony whiskey flavor, and then there's some sort of other spice that you can't quite put your finger on that I put in it, that you're like, I should know what this is, but I can't quite tell what it is, but I love it.
It's probably one of the best drinks you've ever had.
Hell yeah. This is
So
good.
Scott, you're flirting, right?
Everyone.
Cool. So I need you to make me 2 rolls then.
Ye.
The first is a wits composure -2.
Wits compose.
I'm sorry, -3. You are tired.
Heh.
Cool. The second is presence. I'll take presence socialization.
Sure.
Do you
Do you want me to throw my specialties in
I was about to say,
parties
do you
on
have a
that?
specialty in that?
And so for socialize, yeah.
In frat parties, though.
Frat parties, yeah.
No,
Those,
this
Close enough.
I don't think so for... Okay, yeah, close enough.
So
I can do 5.
what that would be good at is like rabble rousing and getting people to like party harder.
What
This-
about for my striking looks thing then?
Oh
instead?
shit, yeah, no, you totally get +2 for your striking looks.
No, just 1.
Oh, is it 1? Okay,
It's just 1 for the lower one, then +2 for the 4.1. That's
gotcha.
da 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 da.
Awesome. Maia, I need you to also make me a wits composure -1 for tired, 2 for working, so -2. Wow!
I'm back, bitches.
All right.
Damn.
Barkley's back. All right.
All right.
I approve.
I didn't think that was gonna hit 4 successes. Fascinating. Okay. So, you two go about your evening. Scott, you see a little bit older woman, maybe early 30s. That's why I say a little bit older. Like not much older, but she's definitely a little bit older than you. She's dressed professionally, very very good looking. Ass that just will not quit. Dark hair. I think dark eyes. Petra, help me out a little bit here.
Oh shit! I never actually physically described her, so you're on your own.
Okay, cool. Dark hair.
He's like, great.
Very, 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 very dark. Almost black, but not quite. It's not that inky black, but just like that almost welcoming darkness. green eyes.
Welcoming darkness. I
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, you know what? Okay, I actually found the only physical description that you ever gave of her.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
I'll give you what I've got, and feel free to elaborate.
Go ahead.
You did use that exact same expression before, so there you go.
Well, that's because you used it first.
Pouty lips and an
I
ass
did?
doesn't quit.
No, that is not a phrase that I use.
Casey has
first.
never said that in his life.
You used something similar then.
Oh,
That's fair.
okay. I actually did. I know what you're talking about. I did not use that exact phrase. I'm almost certain.
Sure.
But
You're
I wanna-
probably right, but it was similar enough that my brain made the jump.
yeah, that's actually true.
Anyways, right. So yes, dark brown hair. She's definitively shorter than you. Very, very gorgeous. Full lips, green eyes, a little bit darker shade of skin. Not like Hispanic or anything, but maybe Italian. That olive-y sort of skin. She's really into you. You guys are flirting back and forth.
Eye contact from across the bar. Scott pretends not to look at me.
Yeah, after about an hour or so, she comes over. You guys start chatting.
I'm watching this, right, Karnis? Am I enjoying this happening?
You are at first.
Okay.
Petra, I cannot remember her name right now.
Never. Oh wait, I had to. Have,
You had.
I
to
would
have-
know this. I would effing know this.
I was gonna say you had to have named her, right?
Be the Casey that we know that you are.
Mm-hmm. Have his notes finally failed us?
Tune in next time to find out.
Actually, you know what? I don't think you did.
I don't think I ever did
I
either.
don't think you did.
I can do so right now if you want.
If you want, go ahead. If
Yeah.
you want to, otherwise I will. But
No, just give me a sec. I'll come up with something.
Just have her not introduce herself. for a
so
beat.
yeah, she comes over. She doesn't introduce herself. She leans in and says, "Why, you're quite exquisite."
Never been called that before. And what should I call you in return?
She laughs throatily. You can call me, what is it? Friday. You can call me Miss Friday.
Will I call you Miss Saturday as well?
Do you want to?
Not tonight.
Exactly. And she
Scott
orders,
winks.
She orders an unusual drink. She doesn't order from Maia, which is weird, because Maia seems to be handling everybody's order. But there is another bartender, and she orders. Scott, you hear she orders a pink martini, which is a thing. You can look it up, people.
By the way, Karnis, did you see my whisper?
I did.
Yeah.
It comes. The bartender comes back. She gets a martini. It's a little bit hazy. This actually really nice sort of sunset pink color.
Oh, that's cute. And terrifying.
So what brings you to the cricket?
You know, nightlife, the people. She turns around and watches Maia walk over the other way. The beautiful people.
Scott looks at Maia, looks back.
Make me a this would
Empathy?
be manipulation empathy.
Sure. Do I get +1 because of my looks again or no?
No, you're actually at a -1 for that,
Okay.
and a -2 for things you don't know.
Do I have a +1 because of my specialty in emotions?
No, because this isn't emotions. This would be reading somebody.
I'm not reading their emotions?
Not emotions particularly, no. This would be cold read.
I'm gonna do risk a willpower then.
You can only risk in a supernatural situation.
I'm gonna spend
Use.
willpower.
There you go.
That said, you get to risk this willpower.
Oh. Ta-da!
Ooh.
One more whisper to you, Karnis.
Cool. The way she watches Maia, and then when she looks back, you can tell it was intended to be sort of like checking out another woman. But when she looks back, there's this almost this flaring moment where it doesn't quite click, and you're like, something's not right here.
Like, it's not... There's more than attraction. It's like...
No,
I don't want to use predator again.
It's not attraction, and it is absolutely like a predator, not scoping out prey, like a predator just sort of watching another predator, just to make sure they don't, like, intrude. It's territorial.
Oh. Are you a bartender too?
I'm sorry.
She gives you a full smile. Why, yes, once upon a time, I was.
Oh, whereabouts?
This area, little bar downtown Akron. You might have heard of it. It was called Sanctuary.
Oh, really? What made you stop? I assume he, looks her up and down. Not exactly bartender's outfit.
No, it was... you could call it a hostile takeover.
Parted on okay terms, I hope? No hurt feelings.
If anything, that was all that was hurt.
It's always good.
It happens. We move on. I'm Emma, by the way. She holds out her hand.
Scott. He shakes it.
She looks slightly disappointed.
Then he brings it up and kisses her back of her hand. After catching that.
I'll allow it.
Eh.
Maia.
Yes.
It's about this time. You've been watching the two of them for about a half an hour or so, and something is sort of like triggering the hairs on the back of your neck. And you happen to hear some glass crash behind you and spin around and see your fellow bartender drop something. And as you look up, this woman is staring at you where your back was turned just a moment ago. And she looks away
Wait, the same person?
Yes. She looks away sort of fleetingly, but the look she was giving you was damn near incendiary.
Can I attempt to give a message?
I'm sorry, I lost the last half of that.
Yeah, you cut out.
I said, can I attempt to give a message to Scott?
Like, sub-vocally? Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That is, I believe it is presence empathy, but let's open the book up and take a look.
I have terrible presence.
I know. I almost recommended that you raise.
It's okay. I have terrible manipulation.
Empathy's good, so that could help.
Hold on. Give me a second. Where is it? Where's second
Is it
sight?
shitty of me to spend my unspent XP in that? No, I'm just kidding. I don't have.
You could always risk a willpower on this too.
I might.
Here's the thing. I will let you right now spend your unspent willpower to raise your presence, should you so desire.
Okay, it's only gonna give me one, but I'm gonna do it.
It fits with what's been going on with your character. Absolutely.
Okay.
Unspent willpower, unspent XP.
XP.
XP. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Have I sobered up at this point, by the way, Karnis, or am I still like getting a nice little?
No,
buzz?
because you've kept drinking.
Yeah.
Which again, you're not like heavily suffering from anything or anything, but balls.
Am I doing thought projection?
That's on you. Do you want to attempt to do telepathic communication or thought projection? You can attempt to do telepathic. They're the same role, so you might as well attempt the communication.
It's presence empathy either way.
Yes.
I still have it up.
Either way.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Oh. No. Right. So do communication.
Okay.
Because thought projection, if the person's unwilling, even like reflexively, you have to resist. They resist against it. So just do communication.
Okay. And if I do willpower, I get 3 more, right?
Absolutely.
So I would spend 2 willpower, but get 3 more dice.
1 willpower.
1. All right.
Yeah, you more than succeed. You succeed very, very well. You can now speak with the Scott for the rest of the scene.
So this is after I'm pulling down her hand after kissing the back of it after shaking.
Yep.
So the first thing I say to Scott is don't trust her.
Scott, you hear this ringing throughout your head.
I'm just like,
Scott.
It's my...
Make me a resolve composure roll.
-2 for this one?
-2, yep.
Yeah, because that happens with me. Oh, God, yeah!
Nice. You manage to not, like, flinch as you hear a voice in your head.
Does he know it's me? I could have said who it was.
Yeah,
But...
the voice is familiar.
Okay.
It's like hearing somebody you've heard, like, an hour ago and, like, speak to you. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's who that is.
So, what are you up to now, Emma? Can I try to think back?
Yes.
In my head?
Yes.
I'm talking in my head?
Just give me a sign you're talking in your head.
Just say I say back to Maia X.
I say back to Maia, are you talking in my head?
I feel like if he's looking at me, he sees me give like a bit of like a giggle to myself, and I go, "Yeah, it's me and Maia. We can talk about this later, but don't trust her."
Are you that obvious about it, or
it's just slight? I said if he's looking at me, he sees it. If not, he's not really gonna.
Okay. All right.
It's more of like a sign to him. So like if he happens to be looking at me, he's kind of like seeing me and hearing me, but I'm like across the bar. I'm not like looking at them. My back is to them and in my mental image anyways.
Okay, sure. So Emma answers, oh, you know, here and there, I've been making some withdrawals from places, mostly working for a family friend.
Must be nice if you can get you a suit like that.
Yes. It's good work. Import-export sort of things.
Just in Ohio or international?
Very much internationally. But
I work...
the owner likes Cleveland. I don't know why.
I work downtown at Wolfram and Hart, so mostly local.
Yes, I'm familiar with Wolferman Hart.
How so?
No shop talk necessarily, but we've had dealings both for and against your firm. It's
You flatter me. I'm just a paralegal.
sure, but for what I can tell, good honest people. You're doing your job, right?
Scott just smiles really widely and then bows a little bit, as well as I can.
What was that roll for? Oh, that was for right. Never mind. Does Maia tell Scott anything else?
Well, that's what I was just kind of wondering. Is that all the information?
Go ahead. I lost half of it.
Yeah, you're cutting out again.
I'm sorry. Let me pull my mic closer. Was like the successes of like my spidey sense about her? Did I get all that information just in like when I turned around and like saw her giving me the evil glare?
Yes. Everything I told you, you got in that moment.
So can you say that again to me then? Because maybe I missed something.
So
I think that's pretty much it, right?
She was just giving you the death glare.
it wasn't a death glare. It was just very intense and very territorial. Almost. Again, the word I used was incendiary. Very, very heated. It made
towards me or just in general?
Ultimate resting bitch face.
No, like specifically towards you. And it was like it was very targeted, and you before you turned, you had this sort of crawling sensation on the back of your neck.
Okay, so the last thing I can really say to Scott really is, I just kind of say, if you're on the same team as me, you're not on her team. She doesn't like me, and I don't know why. Is that interesting? You're laughing, and I don't like it when you do that.
These things happen. All right. So Scott, unless there's something specific you'd like to try to pump her for, the two of you sort of continue to speak for the evening.
Scott asks, well, I'd hate for you just to be Miss Friday and not Miss Saturday. Can I talk to you any other day of the week, Emma?
Probably not, no. But if you'd at the very least like to be Mr. Saturday Morning, I think we could find a place nearby.
I actually have plans for the rest of the night. Hence why I don't want this to be the only meeting we have. Unless you want to be...
Oh, go ahead.
Unless you want to meet here some other time during the week.
Maybe. We'll have to see. I do like this place. It has a atmosphere, and the bartenders are very, she looks back over at Maia again, talented.
Scott raises his Barclay special and has a sip of that.
Yeah.
Well, in case you want to reach out, and he hands her his card.
She takes your card, looks at it, slips it into a purse. I started to say something and realized she didn't have pockets, because unfortunately that's the way we do things.
Also, what time is it now?
We're probably getting towards midnight-ish.
Is she going to leave soon? Or whenever it's getting close to like me leaving her, me and Maia leaving, I want to say to her, I think I'm going to actually be heading to Sanctuary in a little bit. Is there anyone you want me to ask for? Say hello for you.
Her look darkens a little bit. Not particularly, no.
Anyone whose ass I can kick then?
out of place, aren't you?
Shrugs his shoulders and grins again.
She leans in, kisses your cheek. Make me a make me a resolve composure roll. -2.
Again with these -2s.
Yes, you see this ice. You don't feel good about it. There's a sort of hazy moment when she kisses you that's like total ecstasy, but then it fades very quickly. And she turns, pays for her bill, and leaves.
All your kisses are like that. I want to meet earlier.
She turns and winks.
He winks back and watches her go.
Maia, anything?
I mean, she's gone, right?
If you jump in there, she's left. Yes.
No, I'm not. I don't like her, so I'm not going to talk to her.
No, I just meant anything specifically you'd like to do.
Like while she's leaving?
Or throughout the night.
Oh. No, I think
either or.
I don't have anything else really in mind at this point. I feel like I'm gonna talk to Scott as soon as I can, but other than that, no.
Okay.
And incidentally, I'll be looking to wander back in like close to 1 a.m. just so that it's not like conspicuous that I'm showing up right before close.
Right. So, Maia, one last thing you catch. About a minute or so after the woman who was talking to Scott leaves. You wouldn't normally notice this, but there's something off about the way this person moves. So about a minute later, you watch a youngish man in very sort of what you would expect a rock and roll person to wear, a rock and roll musician to wear.
Mm-hmm.
If you grew up in the 80s, that was weird. If you grew up in the 80s, so like
hair metal,
a leather vest and a long sleeve shirt, and his hair is very spiky. It's not quite hair metal like long, but it's sort of up and edgy and like a chain around his neck, and it's really out of place, and that's why it catches your eye, because people don't dress like this in normal establishments anymore.
Is he with anyone?
No. He just, about a minute or so after the woman that was talking to Scott leaves, he walks out, and he just catches your eye because he's unusual. And then you think about it, and you think about, well, it hasn't been that long since she left.
Hmm.
But
he leaves.
Yeah. And then you continue on with your duties.
Did I serve him at any point?
You think back, make me a intelligence roll. -1.
That's just one then.
You can't remember.
That's my dancing roll.
Okay.
So.
But I take a mental note of like
you do.
His
you take
face.
A mental note of him and his presence and his face. Yes.
Okay.
So we roll back the clock a little bit and follow Petra out of the bar as she heads over to Maia's apartment. The snow at this point is beyond flurrying and is heavily coating the ground in trees and windows and any structure it will stick to. I assume you're dressed for the weather, probably, Petra.
Yeah.
Cool. You trudge through the snow for a couple of minutes. You got directions from Maia.
I mean, thinking about it, probably not to be out in the weather for like a really extended period of time.
No.
But
Yeah,
for this, fine.
which you won't be. About
Yay.
3 or 4 minutes later, you run up on her apartment, punch in the code she gave you, and you walk past the phone that lets people buzz in, and you have the key that she gave you in your hand. Would you just open it and go up, or would you buzz and see if there's anyone there? Maia did tell you that her brother might be there.
Okay. If I have reason to think someone might be there, then, well, let me see. Is it actually an intercom, or is it just like, it'll buzz up there?
It's like a phone. It's like an actual payphone looking phone.
Oh,
And
okay.
you punch
All right.
in
Yeah,
the number
sure.
and you like actually call the person. It's weird, but it's the way some of these places do it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'll go ahead and try it then, and give it about like 20 seconds.
Okay. You punch in. You wait about 20-ish seconds. No answer. You hang up. You go on up. You put your key in. Open. Maia's not on the top floor, but she's on one of the higher floors because she likes to look over the city. You get up to the floor, walk over to the door, stick the key in, open. As soon as you open the door, you flush a little bit. As you begin to hear sort of excited noises of individuals inside the apartment.
I wondered.
What do you do at this point?
That's an interesting question. I probably just say, sorry if I'm interrupting something.
Is that it?
I probably stand there awkwardly for a moment, and if nobody comes out, I just leave.
No, there's a, what the fuck? And then, oh shit.
Oh shit.
And about 3 or 4 minutes later,
Okay, so well, wait a minute. If 3 or 4 minutes passes, I probably leave the apartment.
Okay, sorry, maybe not 3 or 4 minutes. Hold on, let me do some mental math.
A minute.
Like, honestly, after about 10 seconds of hearing this and not and nobody coming out, I'm gonna like step back into the hallway.
Sorry. So when you hear those voices say that,
okay,
the other sounds stop, and then there's like an awkward silence of about 2 minutes before a rather embarrassed looking guy, a little bit younger than you, maybe your age, whatever, Maia's age, maybe even,
exactly,
with dark hair but shorter and sort of muscly cut, pokes around the corner. You can see the edge of a robe. He's like, hi, Gale, and you are?
Okay, sorry, just a sec. I have to set the scene. So, like, I'm out in the hallway. He's like poking his head out of the apartment. Is that what's going on here?
Yeah. So there's like a short little doorway hallway, and he's like poking around the edge of that.
Okay. I say, hi, my name's Petra. Maia said I could crash at her place.
Right.
She did say you might be here.
He flushes further. Okay. Can you give me like 30 seconds?
I You know what? Take as much time as you need. I imagine at this point I may as well just stay, but I'll
Yeah,
go
he
wait downstairs.
no. He waves you towards what you can now see as a kitchen. Just go take a seat. Uh, this will be cleared up in like a minute. He disappears.
Okay. I do as he says. I do not angle myself toward any of the doorways to the other rooms. I angle myself sort of to the side.
You hear sort of muffled talking through a wall, and unless you try to listen in on it, you just hear muffled talking for a couple of minutes, and then
I mean, why am I not trying to listen in?
Are you?
I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way. I'm going to sit where I'm at. But if I happen to overhear, I happen to overhear.
So but there's overhearing because people are shouting, and then there's leaning in and trying to listen.
I'm not
in
leaning
and
in.
focus.
I'm not changing my body posture or anything like that.
Okay, let me rephrase. Let me put this in Dresden-esque terms. Are you attempting to listen with a capital L?
I'm not doing that.
Okay. So after about a minute or two, a young woman with blonde hair and in some a very short skirt and a sort of bluish blouse comes out, walks past you, very quickly, very bright cheeks, and sort of heads downstairs. And shortly after that, the young man you saw earlier comes out. He's in jeans and a t-shirt, and he sort of leans on the bar and sort of looks at you and goes, "So sorry about that."
Honestly, I think I need to apologize too.
No, probably not.
I think I know why I might not, but no worries for the time being.
Right. Do you need anything? Otherwise, I'm gonna head out.
Nope. I should be good.
Cool. At this point, a gray-furred greyhound sort of wanders up and nuzzles him under the hand. He pets her, and then she walks over towards you and sort of starts nudging your elbow a little bit.
Okay, is this an I want pet nudge or an I want out nudge?
How well does Petra know animals?
Not very well, but is she nuzzling towards me or is she trying to push me?
Oh, okay. This is a pretty obvious thing. She's your arms leaning on the table, and she's trying to lift it over her.
Okay, then yeah, I start stroking the dogs.
Yeah.
The Doge.
Yeah. He sort of nods, walks over to the fridge, grabs a couple things, leaves, sort of waves and flushes awkwardly at you. And he's gone. Addie sort of sits next to you as you scratch her head and ruffle your ears and do all sorts of wonderful dog things. She licks your hand a little bit. You're now alone in the previously sex-filled apartment.
Yep. I pet Addie for a few moments, and then I say, "So, you're the other person who lives here. How do you feel about all this?"
She was currently sort of looking at your hand, stops, looks at you, cocks her head a little bit, shakes it, and goes, "Mrr."
Okay, just checking the sense that I was getting from the room, and I go back to petting her.
She, before you start petting her, she goes, "Mrr."
I look over. Is she indicating anything?
No, she just sort of barked at the door a little bit. You start petting her, and she stops and goes,
Okay.
"You like dogs too."
Yep. Well, in that case, I will I will pet the Doge and reflect for a few minutes, and then when the mood in the room feels right, I'll. How many beds are in the apartment?
1.
I'll sleep on the couch.
There are, however, 2 very nice couches. So
I'll just like find maybe
say,
like a spare blanket from a closet or something like that and curl
It's
up
on the
couch.
already.
I was about to say,
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
One of them is totally probably like an actual futon, that like couch that like lays down.
Karnis, you're getting this perfectly.
So, and yeah, the blanket is literally already laying over the back of the couch, so you can just like pull it over and.
Perfect.
And as you do, Addie sort of like, well, actually, do you lay the futon down, or you just lay down on the couch part?
Actually, probably just lay down on the couch unless it's somehow uncomfortable. Oh, I do one thing. I imagine I like go to the bathroom or something before I go to sleep, and I randomly think to myself, and
You go to the bathroom.
I suppose I do.
Okay. As you're washing your hands and you look up into the mirror, making me a resolve composure roll.
Resolve composure for going to the bathroom, dear God.
No, looking at yourself in the mirror.
You still have fairy specs on?
No. All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
He just throwing him out there just because now. Fuck.
I mean, at least it's not the infamous roll to press the elevator door button.
No, this was a thing that could have been fun and could have happened, but it didn't.
Yep. Duly noted. Okay. So I'll find a scrap of paper somewhere, and I'll just write a note that says, "Wash the sheets, Petra," and leave it on the bed.
Praise be, child.
Yeah, but now is Maia gonna think it was Petra?
I'm gonna make Petra think that I think that it was Petra.
Anyways, all right. So,
or maybe I'll write like.
You're gonna see me in an hour.
Yeah, no, it's probably still cryptic. Actually, no, I write exactly what I said. All right.
Yeah,
and then I go to sleep.
You lay down. The dog jumps up on the couch and lays on top of you. Make me a stamina roll. Just kidding. Yeah, you have this heavy presence on top of your legs and sort of side as Addie lays down on top of you.
Cool.
And, yeah. A couple hours go by.
I imagine I set some kind of alarm for like little past midnight.
Yep.
So I probably I'm like getting like 4 hours of sleep or something like that, I guess.
Give or take. The alarm goes off. You wake up. As you wake up, Addie's off of you. You don't remember her getting up necessarily, but she's standing in front of the doorway, very keenly watching it. And as you sit up, you notice a very, very soft, just sort of growl sort of coming out of her.
Okay, well, because
very quiet. Greyhounds are very quiet, but you can more feel it than hear it.
Yeah, seeing how this is kind of my shtick, I probably grab my jacket off of a chair or whatever, get, into like shake myself awake and get into like ready for action mode, just in case. First, probably glance around through any windows or something like that, make sure nothing's going on there, then slowly approach the door and maybe there's a peephole or something. Check through that.
There is. You look through the peephole. There's a shorter, dark-haired woman, very pregnant. She's a little bit younger than you. Cute. And as you watch, she sort of leans against the wall for a second and then steps forward and knocks again. And by again, I mean, like, it seems to you like she's probably done this before because she seems irritated.
Okay. I crack the door, like, just enough to sort of see her and say, "Can I help you?"
You crack the door. And we're going to roll initiative.
Well, shit.
And this is a weird-ass initiative roll, but it's important.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, right, no. It's a single dice. Okay, well that's good.
You said it's a weird ass initiative roll. Is it still the same roll?
Yeah, a single dice and then dexterity and wits, right?
Composure, I thought. I thought wits. Is it wits composure or?
Dexterity and composure sounds right.
Yeah, dexterity composure.
Yes. Okay, what did you get?
13.
Damn, that's good. By comparison.
Do you have 4 decks, Casey?
3 decks, 4 composure.
I...
That 4 in composure was the best decision I made while character building.
Yeah, same.
I just have 3 in composure.
3 is good too.
I'm left out now.
All right.
Wits.
I need to add numbers here.
Addition.
Okay, and I'll be right back, and then we will start the turn order.
Cool.
Addie's in it too. I'm telling you, this is the first time my dog's ever seen action, and I'm not there for it. That's all I have. Who is moving their table? It's got to be Tasty.
So, I'd like to point out that I said she had dark hair, but didn't I specify earlier that Caroline had blonde hair?
Yeah, I wondered if you meant Caroline, because I was like, then it's not Caroline.
Not earlier in this episode, but earlier.
You said it earlier in this episode and earlier.
Nope,
earlier.
not earlier in this episode, but before earlier did I say she had blonde hair.
Okay, then yes, you did.
Okay.
Also, I talked about things while you guys were gone.
That's okay.
Just vaguely. Just
Yeah.
vaguely.
I had a feeling like I was like, wait, I remember I described Caroline as having blonde hair.
Yeah.
So
She does.
it's a shorter blonde woman, cute, who is very pregnant. Not a brown haired woman.
Petra, that's for you.
And for everybody else out there, because I'm sorry, I
But
did
specifically because Petra's about to go into this combat, so he understands.
Yeah, I just looked up who Caroline is.
You met
So-
Caroline.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember now. So
I haven't.
You haven't, because you weren't at Friendsgiving.
let me just say I'm currently at 3 curious eyebrows raised.
Okay. Let
Mhm.
me make a very, very specific thing.
Who's this for? All of us?
This is not the same girl you saw earlier this evening, Petra.
Was Gail fucking another girl?
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Okay, good.
No.
I figured, well, because the girl before was not pregnant.
Also true.
You're gonna tell me this later, right, Petra? Maybe. That's fine. Take your time.
I mean, like, probably, but still.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
getting all...
I'm sorry, Ice. Let me remind you something. Nobody in this world, and by this world I mean the Music of the Night world, is good. Like,
I'm an idiot.
like we're all
Does that count?
everybody in
like-
everybody in this world is bad.
I like that and hate that at the same time. Is that fair?
It's very fair.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Noble. We can all be noble, but none of us are good.
Tasty, that sandwich looks delicious.
Just straight up peanut butter.
All right.
Bryce is mostly good, but he traffics organs on the side, so you know.
I'm sorry.
I'm ready. I
Who
want to know
did
what's
you-
gonna
who
happen.
did
Let's
you
go.
say?
Let's go.
What?
Who did you say was mostly good but trafficked organs on the side?
Boris.
Okay. No, Borson.
Oh.
What? No.
You said no one's good, so he was making that up.
Okay. Anyways. Okay, so I lied. So there are some good people. It's just not most of us. I maintain the nobility of Boris.
Thank you.
Petra, so you open the door, and you say whatever it was you said that I can't remember at this exact
I
moment.
think I just said, "Can I help you?"
Ah,
Wait,
right.
did
Can I
you
help
open the door?
Cracked the door. So you say, "Can I help you?" There's
Yes.
sort of a shocked look on the woman's face, followed by sort of a angry red flush. Do you say anything further?
Okay,
I'll-
wait.
I'll give you like another phrase.
Do I recognize her?
You do.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Actually, oh, I'm sorry. So actually, that said, you would have recognized her probably immediately. Would you like to change what you immediately say?
Oh. Good point. Dear God. Okay, so when I immediately recognize that it is Caroline, I say, Caroline, is something wrong?
Okay. So she gets sort of an angry flush at first. And then there's sort of a pause, and she looks at you. Petra, right?
I said, yes, we met, and I don't actually remember when we met.
Friendsgiving.
Oh, right. Yeah, we met here around Thanksgiving.
Right. She sort of flushes again, but this time it's a little more embarrassedly, and the rest of the color sort of drains from her face. Right. I always figured you and Maia were kind of close.
She let me crash.
Have- She sort of winks. Right. Have you seen Gale? He was supposed to help Maia out with Addie, but I don't know why she asked him if you're here.
Oh, well, I wasn't always coming, but
Oh,
we...
okay. Yeah, of course.
So, Do you know where Gale is? I mean, I suppose not if you're here.
No, not really. And she sort of, her face falls a little bit. And at this point, Addie lunges between. Actually, make me a dexterity athletics check, Petra. -2 because you're not expecting this. Way to go, Addie. Roll like shit. Cool. So Addie lunges out the door and begins to bark, and you sort of like lean and like check her into the door a little bit, like not in like a mean way, but it's just sort of a oh shit, and
Dog.
sort of
She's
block
escaping.
her and grab her collar and pull her back, and she sort of barks at Caroline a couple of times, and Caroline sort of like shies away and goes, "Hi," and she sort of leans forward and goes, "Addie, what's wrong?" And Addie continues to sort of growl at her.
Woof.
It's your turn, Petra.
Okay. I say, well, I wish I could help, but I don't know. I mean, is there anything I can do?
Sure. Have you seen Gale?
Not recently.
Make me a manipulation subterfuge roll.
Please win.
Willpower.
Yes.
Wait, stop. Is that a thing
Okay.
Petra would willpower?
To get out of this situation and handle it later when we're all rational, yes.
Nope, I got you. Cool.
She lied. She wants to continue to get away with it.
Ooh. Ties go to the defender, right? Yes, they do. She narrows her eyes and looks at you and just sort of nods. Right. That makes sense. Okay. If you see him, no, actually, I don't care.
Oh.
If you see him, I'd appreciate if he came home. And she walks down the hall.
Okay, I'll stand there and watch her go. Probably not much to say against that. And as I watch her leave, I'll sort of close the door back.
You close the door. Addie's sort of panting against you and looks up at you with concerned eyes and sort of looks your hand a little bit.
I sort of stroke Addie, and I'm like, to be honest, Addie, I'm not quite sure what had you so worked up, but read enough stories to learn to trust a dog.
Hold on. She growls very, very lightly. You just like runs over to a bookshelf full of DVDs that Maya has. Sort of like stands up on part of it and like reaches in, grabs, and like tosses a DVD out. And then reaches in and grabs and tosses a DVD out, and reaches in and grabs and tosses another DVD out, and does this a couple of times, and DVDs sort of like scatter across the floor. She jumps down and
Okay.
looks at you.
Okay, I'll first look at the DVDs, and then if nothing's notable about them, I'll check the space that they just vacated.
Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella and Snow White.
Okay, interesting. I'll check. I mean, is it just like blank wall behind where they left?
Yeah.
I sort of pick them up and look through them. Disney princesses?
She walks forward. She looks at them. Sort of snorts. Walks over to a bookshelf. And just sort of lays down.
Okay, is anything particularly notable about the bookshelf?
Not really.
Okay. By the way, and you don't have to answer this, but I just wrote down Disney princess movies. Is that a fair enough summary?
No.
Okay, so can you give
the movies specifically?
Then can you give them to me again?
Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty,
Snow White and Cinderella. I'm sorry, Little Mermaid's not one of them.
It was, actually, I remember it.
I know, but it's not.
Okay.
Redacting.
Cinderella, Snow White.
He has to go back through the plot lines again.
Cinderella, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, Sleeping Beauty.
Aladdin.
Tangled.
Okay, interesting.
Let's all watch those.
Petra, make me an intelligence
Oh,
occult roll.
wait.
We did it.
I think I'm catching the thread here. Okay, if I succeed on this throw, I'm guessing.
Okay.
Throw.
Throw the dice. Virtually.
Get it. Yes!
Enchantment, right?
No.
No? Alright.
You look back over. An enchantment is.
Or transformation.
An enchantment is a line throughout all of those movies, but it's a line throughout other movies as well.
True.
Because Maia has other Disney movies that are still remaining on the DVD shelf.
Sure.
The difference is, those 5 movies are all based on stories that were written in a book by the brothers Grimm.
Yo, smart ass dog who can read the Brothers Grimm.
Specifically by the brothers Grimm.
Okay. So apparently the pieces click into place for me, and I look over at Addie.
Pieces, yes.
Those pieces. And I look over and I say to Addie, either you're the smartest dog that I've ever seen, or I'm just going to find a pattern in anything.
Make me a wits composure roll. Addie's brown eyes turn bright crystal blue for a moment when I winks, and then they turn back to their usual brown.
You better tell me about this later, Petra.
And she sort of walks up to you and sort of sniffs at you and walks over to the movies and sniffs at them and like turns around and jumps up onto the couch and lays down.
Okay. With that, I say, well then, I think that, and I sit down next to Addie. I'm gonna sit here and pet you for a little bit more and let the situation outside calm down. Then I'm gonna wander off and see Maia.
She gets up, turns around, lays her head on your knee, and just sort of sits there as you pet her and scratch her head.
Okay, so I wait for probably another 15 minutes and sort of think, and then I'll dust myself off and head out.
You do. As you're about to leave the apartment, there's a old woman that says, "Hold the door!"
I mean, you're not supposed to hold doors for strangers, right?
She's inside. She's yelling at you from inside.
Right, but the outside door is like open, right?
You have opened the door to the outside. She's inside telling you to hold the door.
That's okay.
I mean, I just like act oblivious and let it sort of fall behind me. And then I say sort of, oh, sorry, and I give sort of a weak smile and sort of hustle off.
So you don't hold the door.
I don't hold the door.
Hodor.
Hold the door.
Thank you, Tasty. Don't hold the door. Hodor died. Hold the door, Petra. She's
Am I
coming
about to get
out from.
wrecked?
She's coming out from
No,
inside.
Nope.
Old woman
Nope.
will remember
It's just all the hints. All the hints mean nothing now. Anyways, all right.
Wait a minute.
The old lady was coming outside.
Continue.
She wasn't trying to
So
get
you,
in. But
Oh, wait. Oh, no. Wait a minute. I misunderstood the situation.
she was not coming in. She was inside
How?
trying to go outside from behind.
How
Because
did you
I am
misunderstand?
Because I am fucking used to the situation where
Yeah.
you're going out and somebody else is coming
Yeah.
in and they
Yeah.
want you to hold the door for them so they don't have to key themselves in.
No, you're
I
both
know.
going out. You're both going out.
I hold the door.
Hodor.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Honestly, the fact of the matter is, between like Ice saying like don't hold it and like my brain assuming a certain situation and like not listening, I apologize. Can we
I
go
will
back?
take blame. Let him hold the door for the old lady.
Can we just go back and do that again?
Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna.
I am never letting you know something like that ever again. Just so you know.
It was my fault. I put
Wait,
the thought
letting
in his
me know
head.
something like that?
Anyone. I'm not going to announce that you missed something ever again.
We were telling him. We all knew.
Okay, I mean, I did frankly misunderstand the situation, though. I really, really did.
I understand. I tried very, very hard to make it clear.
No, I know. I didn't hear it all. Oh, Ice kept talking. I'm gonna blame Ice. All right. So I hear.
Blame me. I'm okay with it.
I hear the woman say, "Hold the door."
Yes.
I start, and then I sort of step to the side and hold the door open.
Oh, thank you, young lady. I appreciate it. You see a woman, an older woman, graying hair and sort of hobbling towards you on a cane. She's carrying a small trash bag beside her. I have trouble holding the door and carrying the trash. Thank you so much.
Oh, would you like me to just throw that away for you? It's rather late.
Oh, no, that's all right. I like to do the things for myself I can when I can.
Fair enough.
I appreciate it though. It's very nice.
Sure thing. You got it from here?
Absolutely, thank you. She hobbles past you a little bit. You close the door, and she takes about 30 seconds longer than you would like to clear the doorway.
All right.
You walk out behind her, take the left next to her because she happens to be headed the same way, and make me a dexterity composure roll -2.
Well, shit.
She accidentally puts her cane down in front of your leg, and you trip a little bit, and she trips a little bit, and you end up on a knee, and she ends up with a hand on your shoulder, and she's sort of breathing heavily. I'm so sorry. My apologies. I think my cane slipped a little bit there.
Okay. First of all, just because that's my reaction to everything, I'm gonna sort of start a little bit, just at the feeling of the hand on me, probably like realize what's going on and sort of try to like slowly get up and not have her come crashing down.
Make me a Constitution saving throw. Or I'm sorry, a Constitution roll. Stamina. Curse you, D&D. Stamina,
Just stamina.
straight stamina.
Rip.
Some ice sort of freezes to your leg to the ground for a second, and you go to stand up and you can't. And the hand on your shoulder sort of grips tighter, and a little bit tighter to the point where it hurts a little bit.
Okay, at this point, this old lady be damned. I'm putting all my energy into shoving myself free of this.
As you're about to do that, she reaches a hand down and sort of brushes the snow away. Oh no, I lost Casey.
I'm here.
There you are. And sort of brushes the snow away, and the ice sort of goes with it. And she stands back up, and as you push yourself free, you sort of stand yourself up, and she sort of takes a step back. Oh, sorry, young lady, I didn't mean to startle you.
No, it's okay. I start easy.
And her eyes turn this crystal icy blue, and she winks at you. And then they turn back to sort of a dull blue-gray, sort of murky color. And she says, thank you so much for catching my fall. And she heads over towards the dumpster.
I sort of nod and hurry away.
So, KC, you have eidetic memory. But this is... No, you never saw her, did you? You didn't. Okay, never mind. We're going to continue forward. Alright, you head back to the cricket. On your way into the cricket, I need you to make me a Wits Composure or Wits Occult, whichever you prefer, roll. -1. No. No, this is flat. You catch an odd-looking man sort of scurrying out the door as you're approaching.
Same one Maia noticed.
Yeah, he looks out of place because he looks very 80s metal-y. You see him turn down an alley, and you sort of take a look, and you notice dark curls and a gray skirt sort of flit around the corner of the alley.
Okay. Probably do a stare for just a moment, and then seeing nothing further, head into the bar.
Even though you see this weird, awkward-looking individual go down that same alley after this person?
Okay, wait, let me think
No,
about
yeah,
this.
you said you're not giving him anything again, and if he misses something...
No, this is different. This is me checking Petra's compass, that's all.
Humanity roll immediately.
Do I have any other reason to be suspicious of this person besides the fact that he looks a little odd?
Nope, just the look.
Okay, then I
Wait.
am...
Do you have Unseen Sense?
No.
I didn't
That's
think
us.
Okay.
I have partial. It's only...
Okay. I mean, in that case, I think it's like... It's the combination of the fact that I don't know if something is up, and if something is up, I have a very cautious nature. So
Sure.
I'm just gonna split the difference and walk into the bar.
All right, you walk into the bar. So, Scott, as you're staring after the woman that enticed you for a couple hours, a couple moments later, Petra walks in the door, and you recognize her, and I need you to make me an intelligence investigation -2. Nope, sorry. -3.
Chance roll, baby.
Okay. Cool. Petra walks in the door.
Hey!
Maia. A couple
Yes.
of moments after the woman that sort of glared at you, and then a couple minutes later left.
The one that Scott wants to bang.
Yeah, and then sort of about a minute and a half after the weird looking dude left,
Mm-hmm.
Petra walks in the door. I need you to make me an intelligence investigation -2.
If there's an open spot next to Scott, I'll wander over and plop myself down.
Yep.
This is not a good roll for me.
It's not a good roll for most people. But if anyone can do it, Maia can do it.
Can I willpower it?
No. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately, willpower has to be something you're, like, actively attempting to do. This is more of a recognition thing.
I had to
I
try.
thought you could willpower anything.
No. I think okay, sorry, Casey. I think rules as written, you can.
Okay.
Rules.
I mean, I also understand that the flavor of willpower is that, like, you kind of have to really care about it.
Yes, rules as I understand them is it has to be something that you are attempting to do with everything inside of you.
It kind of makes sense.
Anyways, Petra comes over, sits by you, Scott. Does Petra share anything that happened in the last couple hours?
Am I still in Scott's brain?
Yes.
So I'm not going to, like, immediately roll into that, but I will just sort of sit down and say, "So, Scott, how's the cricket?"
Well, the company is amazing.
Oh, meet someone.
Yeah, actually. Very interesting. And,
Well, are you gonna tell me?
well, professional woman, very professionally dressed, but like Scott like does like the pair, like the curvy shaped figure. Are you into girls? I can't tell.
Not like that. But it's fine to ask.
No judgment here, but you know, maybe seeing her, you might be into girls.
Interesting. Also, Karnis, snicker. Given things we know. Okay. So,
About
alrighty
Emma?
then. Well, yeah. I just go on. I mean, actually, I'm gonna be waiting. I mean, most of what I have to say, I really need to say to Maia. So I'll probably just sit and make small talk with Scott.
What time is it?
Close to 1, I think I said I was wanting to come in.
That is what you said.
That is what you said.
I mean, I was, like, slightly
That
delayed.
is what you
So
said.
if you wanted to make it slightly later, that
No,
would be reasonable.
so we're about an hour before close, give or take.
Okay.
Can I just scoot by and ask Petra if she wants anything? You can have a water or a soda if you don't want alcohol.
And I say, yeah, actually better just give me a soda. By the way,
Two things. Oh, no, go ahead, continue.
okay, no, I'll just say, when you get off, we should chat. It was a rather What's the word that I'm looking for?
I just kind of start to brush her off before she.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Maya, roll me presence empathy. Petra, roll me manipulation subterfuge. This is where I
I'm
get to have fun.
With my head.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, no. Continue.
Damn.
You just sort of brush
Wow.
You just sort of let her know that you...
Damn.
Yo, look at that roll, though.
Damn.
2 dice, 2 successes, 6 dice, no successes.
Yeah. You let her know you have something to let
That's
her know.
why
She
he
brushes
stopped
you
us.
off and continues on.
Okay.
So the rest of the night goes sort of that way. Maya, it's sort of a tilting night. Like, you started out really, really well, but sort of the last 2 hours is nothing. And you think maybe you're distracted, so you focus more, and it doesn't do any good, and it's just one of those nights. Because it happens. It happens to anybody in the service industry.
Do I notice this?
Yes.
Can he roll for it? Let him roll for it.
Yes, he can roll for it. That would be wits, empathy. I'll let you add barfly, but you're gonna subtract 2.
So that evens out.
Barfly doesn't give me any dots on that. It just lets me know how to get into bars and like know my way around there.
I'm giving you an additional dice for barfly.
So I'm gonna be rolling 6 dice in this because I have 2 wits, 3 empathy, 1 for specialization in emotions. And would this count here for that or no?
Sure. Okay. Instead of barfly, I'll give you specialization in emotions. Then -2.
Ha!
So you roll 4.
Well, he rolled 6.
Don't matter.
Cool. No, you don't notice. You are
Dead ass dough.
Yeah.
Dead ass dough.
No, that is. Yeah. Thank you, Tasty, for being the terrible me. Yeah. No, you're totally thinking about the girl you were just hitting on. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. The woman you were just hitting on.
Whatever.
No, it's important. I shouldn't say
Okay.
girl.
I will allow it.
I'm sorry. Anybody who wants to send shit my way, I deserve it. Anyways.
Our large listener base.
Which is
We'll
me.
fix it in post. Don't worry.
Hi, Kolim. We love you. Thank you for being here.
And Didra and Varric.
Well, but Kolim's the only one here live. But thank you, Didja. Thank you, Varg.
Wait,
You
like
guys
right
are
now?
awesome. Yeah, he's here right now.
Hey, bro.
Anyways. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, you're distracted by dad ass, if you will.
Who isn't?
You were too, see? See?
So,
Potentially.
the rest of the evening sort of goes that way. Clients filter out. Petra, you talk to the rest of the folks in the area. I'm sorry, the area? The rest of the folks in the bar, they let Petra and Scott stay.
Canvas the whole place.
Ugh. I'm so bad at descriptions sometimes. Yeah, you talk to the rest of the folks you're working with. They all let the 2 of them stay. And it's about 2:30, and you guys are sort of getting together to head out the door. Presumably to Sanctuary.
Yeah, I mean, and as we're heading out, I'll sort of look at the other 2 and I'll say, so, how you guys feeling? You up to one last little escapade tonight?
I'm sobered up. I'm looking to see what they have.
I just kind of shrug and say, why the hell not?
Need me to drive?
Probably be safe.
Probably. No,
Wait,
Scott,
I feel like
you're
I
good.
can drive. Can I
Scott's-
not drive?
Scott's good to drive.
Okay.
I mean, if Maya's been serving, she's probably good too, I would say. But yeah.
That
Depends on what bar
That's
she's
No.
entirely up to
That's-
Maya.
That's not necessarily a thing, but I get the sense that I was not drinking tonight.
Sure. That's what I mean. Like, there's There's
Okay.
the nights as a bartender where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna drink with my customers, and then there's the nights where you're like, no, I'm good. So
Okay. I guess I didn't know what the etiquette was, and I just made an assumption.
It depends
So-
on the bar.
Okay, makes sense.
But I had
Um,
already been considering, like, the whole time we've been talking that I probably won't be drinking tonight.
All right. Well, anyways, as long as I don't get any obvious clues that they're unsafe to drive, I'll totally let them drive their own cars.
especially since your car is back in not here.
Yup.
Okay. Scott probably is a little more inebriated than Maia, but not by much.
He's sobering up fast.
And honestly, Scott's car is probably the most reasonable one to take since this
Probably.
is close to where Maia lives.
That said, Maia, you've seen Scott drink a lot tonight.
I would probably.
Would you like to make a
Yeah.
wits
You got
Whatever
a
it is,
breathalyzer?
make me a wits empathy roll?
I'm on it.
Damn!
Who should drive,
Exceptional
bro?
success.
Scott is strangely sober for the amount he's been drinking tonight. Like, he's acting crazy. Like, he's acting like a goofball. Like, you might expect somebody that's had 6 or 7 drinks.
And it's been up for over 36 hours.
All right, so I turn to Petra and I go, he's fine.
But
Just trust
yeah,
me, he's
no,
fine.
he's totally sober. It kind of weirds you out, Maia. A little bit.
Is it his wolf belly?
You presume so.
Oh, that's amazing. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna
Wait, do I presume so?
I would think so.
I know
You
enough
do
to
know
presume-
this.
You tell
What?
me. Do you think that?
Okay, so I've thought a lot about what Maia has done, and this is like ish out of character, and her time like in between things. And I feel like she's been like doing spoopy podcasts and TV shows because that's what she knows, like to kind of like try to make up the gaps, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that there's a possibility that, like, you know, as much as like you or me, our brains would be like, oh, he's a vampire, or oh, he's a werewolf, or, you know, whatever. I think she gets that far, but like, I'm going to give it a little more weight since there was the exceptional success. But I think maybe, yeah, he's still dancing. I think maybe she does like kind of go there because I think, you know what I'm saying?
So, as a part of your exceptional success, I will remind you, you know a fuck ton about vampires.
Yeah.
So
And who they're not friends with.
you know absolutely he's not that. Like, beyond the shadow of a doubt.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. I was just making like examples of things.
Oh, yeah. No. So, like,
Yeah.
given the stuff you've been studying, plus what you know from Luca,
Oh, okay.
plus all that, you're pretty sure that's what it is, yeah.
So I'm kind of getting these like slanty, shifty eyes at him and being like, let him drive, even though he cray.
You cray too, sister. Don't worry. He throws out the fist bump to you.
Alright, so Scott drives you guys down to Akron.
All right. Well, wait a minute. I got to use the trip to chat to Maia.
Alright.
All right. So
Can we
Wait.
talk about my mental state for a second first before I get into whatever Petra's going to say to me?
Yes.
Was my night so bad that like I can't even, or
No.
like coming out of it now?
No. Nothing like that. Like I said, the beginning of the night was good. And then it was just sort of like the last 2 hours. And like I said, for a half second, you thought maybe it was you were focusing too much on Scott and what was going on there.
In what kind of emotional way? Or
In like-
mental?
In like you were actually mentally focusing to talk to him. And then when you realized your tips were dropping, you were like, oh shit, I gotta stop that.
Got it, okay.
But then they didn't come back. Which could have just been the night. But, like, when Petra came up, you sort of brushed past her because you were trying to focus on customers.
Okay.
So you're not devastated or anything. It's just sort
Okay,
of like
got it.
the last couple hours is kind of like, eh.
So I have to kind of shake it off, but I'm still there.
Yeah.
I'm prepared, Petra.
All right, cool. So Maya, how's it going? By the way, I have to ask, who's in the front seat, who's in the back? Maya, would you go in the front or back?
I would go in the front.
Okay, all right. Then I'm just sort of, looking at you. I'm probably behind Scott then. So I say, so Maya, how was the night?
I just kind of shrug. Yeah, it was a night. It was okay.
Yeah. Well, my night was surprisingly eventful,
Oh, how's
actually.
Addie?
Addie was great. Addie surprised me.
I miss her.
Roll for context?
I presume you don't actually mean for me to roll. All right. So where do I begin? First of all, how long has it been since you've seen Caroline?
Was it Friendsgiving, Karnis?
No, I'm gonna presume you've seen her since then.
Like maybe like when I met up with Gail at some point.
Yeah, so we're talking it's early to mid January now. No, we decided on early January. So you definitely saw her at Christmas.
Christmas. Probably that's the last time
Maybe New Year's?
Okay.
Up to you. Up to you whether you saw her at New Year's. You definitely saw
I'll
her
be
at
honest,
Christmas.
I don't necessarily want to make it up to me because I feel like there's some weird shit going on. So I want to know if she was at. I would do New Year's with Gail, but was she at New Year's with Gail?
Yes.
Then yes. Then
that
I saw
is what
her
I
at...
meant. I wanted to know what you were doing on New Year's.
Yeah, I would spend New Year's with Gail. If like I didn't have this shit going on, I would be with Gail.
Then yeah, you saw her on New Year's then. That was the most recent. So a couple weeks ago.
I relay this to Petra.
Yeah, and also I'm realizing that in like the very initial interaction with Gail, I like forgot about him being with Caroline, which would have impacted how I interacted with him a little bit. But it's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, so yeah, I say, well, how's Addie around Caroline normally? Do they get along?
GM.
Typically, they don't come to your place. You go to your dad's.
That makes
and
sense.
You all meet there. Whether or not you take Addie, I'll leave up to you.
Does Dad like dogs?
I
Dad
think
likes
so.
dogs. Then Addie would come with me.
Okay. Then.
Well, I'm ready.
No, go ahead. You were about to say something, so go ahead.
I'll
let you speak it.
I guess I don't know, like, when he's here, because clearly he comes over here because I haven't been here. But I guess I'm not sure if I've noticed anything, like, when I brought him over to Dad's, her over to Dad's. I haven't really noticed anything. I mean, she comes over, the whole family's there. Nothing strange.
Addie's usually happy over your dad's.
She's a good girl. She loves Grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay. Had kind of a weird interaction. Honestly, we should probably talk about it more later, but I wound up around midnight, a little bit before I left. Caroline came over, looking for Gail, actually, and Addie didn't seem very happy to see Caroline. She was growling. She lunged at her once.
Like Caroline?
Yeah.
What kind of dog do you have?
Petra.
She's a greyhound.
Oh.
Hold on.
She cute.
I'm thinking. Okay. So Petra has watched Maia over the past 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And her relationship with her brother and her dad and her brother's girlfriend and just sort of the normality that sort of sits there. And everything that seems to sort of just line up perfectly. That said, she's gone through fire with Maia. She's ready to stand beside her till she doesn't want to anymore. There are two paths here that you could choose, should you so desire.
Okay.
The path of charity or the path of envy. You could begin to put fractures in this perfect family that you don't necessarily... that you yourself think is gorgeous and a thing that you would like. Or you could... enable your friend to help keep her family intact in the way it is.
Sure. I get it. I'm probably, like, we're on a short car ride.
Sure.
And this is potentially a long conversation.
Sure.
So I am gonna sort of run down sort of the experiences with things right now. I'm not going to go too deep on anything that Maia doesn't really press me on. And I'm going to let myself make big decisions later. That being said,
I'm gonna have to push you.
okay.
I'm sorry. You're gonna have
What is the decision that you're pushing me to make?
I got lost on the drive. Fuck.
One or the other. You're leaning towards one direction or the other. Your vice and your virtue are pulling you in different directions. Which one does Petra give into? This is not a roll. This is just a decision.
Right. So, for me, this really goes back to the entire reason why I was uncomfortable with Karen way back at the beginning of this arc. My frustration there was that...
She was keeping things from you.
Exactly. And I am going to err, and I mean, maybe in other things, you know, a different side of my nature might win out, but at the moment, those thoughts are too fresh in my mind. I am going to err on the side of telling Maia things rather than not telling her things.
Okay. Okay.
But that's not picking between the two, is it?
Odds or evens?
Odds.
Charity wins out. So you begin to explain to Maia sort of what happened.
Well, I was purposefully deferring some of it just because Scott was in the car and we don't know him as well.
Sure, you're
So like the
right
part that I intentionally glossed over, the main piece that I was saving for later was where I walked in on Gale.
Sure. So you sort of create this situation where Maia understands that there's something you two need to talk about, without letting in any sort of awkward tension given the extra company, and at the same time manage to hint at, but not overplay your hand on the fact that there might be something unpleasant ahead. So, Maia, you get the feeling that Petra knows something that she wants to tell you, does not feel this is the right time.
Okay.
And you feel comfortable with that because she's made it very clear.
Because it's a timing thing. It's not.
Yeah, she's made it very clear she wants to talk to you. She just doesn't feel this is right the time, and she wants you to be able to handle it however you wish to.
Yeah.
Casey, regain any spent willpower.
And you know what? I will say this though, there definitely is a sort of like intense discomfort going on with Petra right now, because on the one hand, like it's like absolutely a core belief for Petra that if you're going to deal with this kind of stuff together, there is no rule that trumps like sharing needed information within that. On the other hand, she kind of feels like she's sort of potentially inflicting something on Maia that was inflicted on her back when she was a kid.
Make me a morality roll +1. So your morality should be 7?
Yeah, it is.
Cool. So you feel guilty about it. You don't like it. You hate that this is the way that things sort of have to be with people. But you do it. So
that being said, I did go. Were you going to narrate past this? Because I had one more thing that I wanted to talk about in this.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I finally wrap things around. I'm gonna gloss over Addie for now. Like I'll describe what Addie did. I'll leave out the weird bit for now. I'll just make her seem like a really, really smart dog.
Gotcha. Okay.
But then I'll say, is there an old woman who lives in your building? I ran into someone on my way out.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you leave out the weird bit at first? Is it just to check the old woman thing?
Both touch on the same.
Because Scott.
Both touch on the same thing, and I'm again assuming that there's a follow-up conversation that's going to happen. So I'm starting safe and then moving in.
Okay, just because this is a very different thing. This is like a thing that the three of you are all sort of in together.
Okay, you know what? That's a really reasonable point, actually. All right, so let me think. Do I judge that I have enough car ride left to discuss all of this?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I'll say there was one more weird thing after Caroline left. Addie ran over to your movie shelf and knocked down 5 Disney movies.
Oh, she loves those.
Well, she specifically picked 5 that were based on tales by the Brothers Grimm.
Wait, excuse me, like she doesn't have opposable thumbs. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about she went over to the shelf, knocked down 5 specific movies, and then looked at me in, if I didn't know she was a Greyhound, a very meaningful way. And there was a thread between all of them that connects to our current situation.
I need help figuring out if I think Petra's crazy or not.
Okay, no, you don't think Petra's crazy.
Okay,
like, you guys, so like flat out, none of you guys think each other are crazy. Like, you guys have been through some ridiculous nonsense that you've seen.
Okay, because it like you can understand where it's like where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Like, have I noticed anything in?
No, so you might be resistant. But...
No, so I'm like there's this part of me that's like, well, why didn't I see this? This is my dog. What are you talking about? What do you mean? And then I'm like, okay, well, Petra's not crazy. Okay.
Okay, and then I sort of put my forehead in my hand and sort of say, look, Maia, I don't want to confuse you too much before we go in, but now is probably as good of a time as any to talk. So let me just lay it all out quickly and we can process it later. But Addie you, me, us.
Thanks.
Fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thing I've seen a few weird things around you recently. First of all, when we were walking into that grove where the bad stuff happened, on your shoulder, I could swear, maybe I was hallucinating, but I could swear I saw what looked like a small dragon on your shoulder. I don't know what it means, I don't know what it is, but it surprised me. Thing two, your dog is ungodly smart, and I am not sure that it's just a dog thing. Number three, is there an old woman who lives in your building?
Karnis, do I know the old lady?
There is an old lady that lives in your building. She
Yeah, there's a...
tends to ask for help taking trash out.
Yeah, there's an old lady. She's a neighbor.
She asked me to help her. Well, she asked me to hold the door while she took the trash out.
Her
Anyways. Name?
Her name?
What? I don't know her name.
I was going to say. Her name, to Maia, that you remember.
Do I remember?
Yes. Sorry,
How old?
I'm building tension.
How old?
She's older, like 80s, maybe 90s. Her name is Mrs. Nadia.
I don't remember that at all.
And you've watched as you've walked by her mailbox several times. You know that her first name is an N.
Wait, what?
Her first name, as you walk past the mailbox, it says Mrs. N. period Nadia.
Oh, okay, got it. Nadia. Yeah, that's Nadia, the old lady.
No.
What?
Her name is
The
not.
N. Her,
I know.
Her name could be
I'm
anything that
joking.
begins with N.
Okay.
I'm joking like Maia calls her Nadia because she throws it all together. That's...
Okay. All right.
Is that bad?
Nope. Go ahead. That's the thing. It is what you do.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Eyebrow raised. Nadia?
Yeah, like N.Adia. I don't know. It's on her.
Okay. I become instantly curious, but either that's actually her name, which is entirely possible, or it's like sort of a wink wink nudge nudge assumed name, but I just sort of think it's interesting. I'm like, well, I had a very strange interaction with her. While we were on our way out, we sort of tripped over each other, and to be honest, I was incredibly frightened. She put her hand on me, and I was frozen to the ground. And then when
Wait. Frozen?
As in ice.
That's funny. Also, that's funny. Like Fey icy or like different icy?
Would I know the difference?
Like we just were at winter, weren't we?
Yeah, but the difference could be kind of subtle.
It's very subtle. It's so subtle. I would say if you want to try to determine it, you would make a intelligence occult roll -5.
I mean, sure, I'll do my best. I actually get a die on that.
Ha!
Shit, yeah, it was Fey Ice.
Yes, I'm so glad I asked. Okay, sorry, I got a little excited. That was loud.
Okay, so now I have to, like, sort of think back. You sort of see me, like, close my eyes and even, like, shudder slightly as I go back to the other night. But I think through it, and I open my eyes and I say, Honestly, I think it might have been. And her eyes sort of glowed in an odd way.
Like,
Blue. They were brown before.
Mm,
No, they were something else.
that was Addie.
They flashed blue. I thought
They were like gray, right?
they were gray blue, a very dull gray blue before. Addie's were brown, and then flashed that silver blue.
okay. I mean, this is what I wrote down. I didn't write down what her eyes looked like before that. So.
Okay.
Anyways,
That is
Yeah.
true in both of those circumstances. Addie's turned back to brown. The old lady's turned back to a stormy gray blue.
got it.
Okay. Well, that's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, just suffice to say, I don't know what's going on, but there's some weird things going on around there.
I guess we have a lot to talk about, and I guess I'm gonna want to see Gail soon, but seems like we have things to do tonight, so.
Agreed. So let's put our heads down.
About this time, Scott, you pull off the ramp right there at Bookdale. Head downtown. A couple of minutes later, you guys manage to find yourselves a parking spot there on Main Street. Walk yourselves over to a odd, plain door. It's just sort of this door in the side of a wall, brick wall.
You know, I feel like this is anti-settled. Like, by trying to be settled, they stand out.
Sure. It's between two big bars.
Even worse!
The way you know you need to go where you're going is you guys drove past a couple of times, and the bar on the left is 1381. The bar on the right is 1385. You're looking for 1383. So you parked, you walked over, found the door, and just above the doorknob is this very stylistic looking S that's made out of 3 slashes, lines drawn to 3 more slashes, and lines drawn to 3 more slashes.
Well, I tried the door. Is it open?
It's locked.
I knock times.
How many times?
2, 1, 2.
No answer.
Is there any instruction on that card? Is there a window on this thing?
How many
not.
slashes?
3.
Knock 3 times.
3, line 3, line 3.
1, 2, 3. Stop. 1, 2, 3. Stop. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Scott does that. Knocks 3 times. Stops. Knocks 3. Stops. Stop.
There's a click. You
Scott
open the door.
And by the way, I've handed Scott the card at this point.
It's a dark red lit hallway. You guys walk down. There's another door with one of those very stereotypical looking slots in it.
for like someone to like look out of.
Mm-hmm.
Scott knocks 3 times, stops. Knocks 3 times, stops. Knocks 3 times, stops.
You knock the first 3 times, and as you're beginning to knock the second 3 times, the slot opens, and there's a growl of, "If you knock 3 more times, I am literally going to kill you."
The card, Scott, the card.
I just hold the card. Okay.
The doorknob turns, opens. There's a solid wall of a person standing there.
Ooh.
Who sort of takes a step back and gestures generally towards a open, and you can now hear the sort of thrum and thump of what is good gothic black metal. And there's a giant sign behind them that in reddish orange letters reads Sanctuary.
What's your name, big guy?
She sort of looks down at you and says,
She!
Big ol' gal.
Sorry, was more distracted with the music.
Right.
I put my hand on Scott's shoulder and sort of, nudge him inside.
Can you get past the big chick?
She's
gesturing.
she leans back
Right.
against a wall and just sort of crosses her arm.
Yeah, which means we can't get through, right?
No,
No, we
she
can get
leans
through.
back away from you against the
All right,
wall.
let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's
Looking
go.
for open tables.
You guys head down into Sanctuary. So you head down a fairly long stairway, maybe 40 or 50 stairs long, which you would guess would be about 30 or 40 feet into the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Steep stairs.
You're right, about 20 feet into the earth. As you step forward onto the ground, you realize it opens up into a really nice sort of cavernous area. Along the outsides are these platforms that reach out and almost cover the ceiling entirely, but not quite. There's a... No, you all realize this. There's a very stylistic S that's formed by the platforms almost meeting each other in the skylight. Down on the floor, there are people dancing. You see a band with very goth black metal, heavy metal-y looking folks playing. There's a lead singer who has very long black hair, wearing a short black miniskirt, long fishnet arm sleeves and leg sleeves. A couple of guys with big long Viking beards playing bass and guitar. A guy who's wearing just like black leather pants and nothing else playing drums. You know, your typical
black metal group.
Yeah, like it is what it is. They're stereotypical, but fuck, they do it well. You guys head over to the bar, and you notice that the bartenders are all very attractive, very peppy for the environment. Not that they don't fit, like their clothes are very in goth scene / metal scene, but the way they're acting with the customers is not typical, because let's be honest, if you want to hire bartenders, you want to hire people that are interactive.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it doesn't take you very long to spot Nadia. Her very close cropped leather top and low cut jeans and spinning of bottles and whatnot attract you very quickly. Not to mention the very flowing blonde hair with streaks of blue and pink here and there.
Do I know her or no?
You don't, but you very quickly spot a very attractive blonde with streaks of blue and purple and pink in her hair.
I think she's looking at me. She's not looking at me, but I think she's
not looking at anyone necessarily. She almost looks like she's dancing.
I start to fight with Scott that she's looking at me.
How much you want to bet she's going to be looking at me, though?
It's actually...
Dude, just wait till the end of the night. She's going to be looking at me.
It's the coolest
$10 says she won't.
All right, you're on. Sorry, Karnis, this is a shtick with me and Scott.
I understand. She's not looking at either of you. And we both know this.
We know it, but we're pretending like it's not happening.
But you both know she's not. Because, again, she's not looking at anyone. And the impressive thing to you, Maia, is that she's not even looking at the glasses. Like, she's tossing bottles and tossing shakers, and everything she's doing is so perfectly timed, it has to be rhythmic.
So I just want to be her.
But it's not. It's so quickly reflexed that it looks like it's rhythmic because she's matching it to the rhythms of the bass pedal. But as you watch closely, because you guys are all hunters and you all are very, very talented at watching people interact with other people, you can watch her eyes flick to each individual thing and reach out and grab it at a speed that is inhumanly possible.
I look at Scott and I go, wait, you see she's fancy, right?
Oh, she's fancy. A little bit fancier than you.
I think she's looking at me.
Petra,
Sorry.
we're over that shtick.
Petra,
We're
you're
all
not
talking.
the girls. You told me this earlier.
Being over
I
that,
put my head down. I see it.
being over that shtick, being the last word out, I need you all to make me a resolve composure roll.
I should know this roll by now.
1, a 2, a 3,
Fuck.
a 4,
Wow.
5, a 6, a 7, a 8, a 9. Alright. 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 Cool.
That's just how many dice he was rolling. It's fine, Petra.
Cool story.
Yeah, because Petra doesn't get it, or
You
Maia doesn't get
all
it.
Are desperately in love with this girl.
Even Petra?
You all are desperately in love with this girl.
Petra, you're not into girls.
No,
Petra-
I mean,
Petra,
wait.
stay out of the way.
When was the situation? Oh yeah, it's when I was talking to Scott earlier tonight. That was it was prophetic.
Petra, you don't even like girls. Get out of the way. Maybe she's more into girls than she's into dudes.
So,
Well, there's only one way to find out, huh?
So
Yeah, that's fine, but she needs to get out of the way.
hold on. I need to know what the combined wits dexterity of the three of you is.
Mine's 5.
6.
Mine is also 5.
Maia, you get to act first.
Oh, sorry, mine's 4. Whoops, wits dexterity, yeah.
Oh, man. How far away are we?
You all sort of have this realization, looking at each other, that you're all competing for the same person.
I understand. How far away are we? And is there no... And how many?
You're close enough, far away enough, and it's packed.
Oh. And how out of my mind am I?
What do you mean out of your mind?
Like you said, I'm like in love with her. Like, is it feeling or am I crazy?
You want her all over you right now.
Is there a way to get behind the bar?
If you want badly enough.
If I'm crazy, I'm gonna try and show her I can make it too. Or no.
You can, okay, so make me a wits composure roll. You can do one of two things. If you feel really confident in yourself, you can run up and sort of pole vault over the bar and land next to her. Or there is a swinging door at the end of the bar that you could slip in if you so desire.
Do I have any sense of what kind of chick she is? Or am I just going off my guts here?
You met her. You have a somewhat sense. The fact of the matter is, most people, period, would be impressed by the kind of person who might vault over a bar to stand next to them.
Great, that's what I was leaning towards. I'm going for that.
Make me a dexterity athletics roll -1. -2. -2.
Can we just do -1?
No.
Please?
No.
Yes!
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
That's-
Fuck yeah!
That's a very Maya thing to do.
I'm getting the girl!
You run up, hand plant on the bar, completely flip your legs up, wait for your shirt to like sort of drop until like nipple level or so, and it's beginning to become indecent, and flip
Yes.
over the rest of the way. She
I
stops.
get immediately taken up by a bouncer.
She stops and looks at you for half a second, and you grab a couple of bottles and start mixing. And as soon as you do that, she sort of smiles and just continues on with you. And you're sort of moving in time with her, and you can sort of slide up next to her and feel her move against you from time to time. You guys are creating a crowd around you.
I continue with that.
Petra.
I look on jealously.
Petra, it is your turn to act.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. All this stuff that you just narrated would take an extended period of time, right?
Scott just walked up.
It would. You get to act. Basically, Maia moves before you can move. Slips through the crowd, flips over the thing, lands. You get to move then.
Okay, so that's when this is happening. Dear God, I just have no fucking idea what Petra would even do in this situation. I cannot remember the last time I've been this out of
Crawl
touch.
up to the bar and wistfully feel sad that she doesn't look
I-
that.
Here's the thing. Playing the long con is totally a thing.
Yeah, I just I guess that probably what I do in this situation is, I mean, I'm obviously drawn to her, so I will just like put on the like confident, nonchalant look.
Hold on. Petra is like significantly not into girls, right?
I mean, like, not any more so than any other like heterosexual person, but yes. I mean, I'm just saying she's not like.
Okay, so she doesn't have anything against it. It's just not what she's into.
It is not her thing.
Okay. Sorry. I was reading something into something. So, continue.
Oh, okay. No. So I mean, like, maybe somewhere, like, I'm imagining that whatever this feeling is pretty like overwhelming of rational thought processes. There might be a twinge somewhere deep down, but that's about it.
Okay.
So in that case, yeah, like I said, just sort of probably feeling a little out of sorts in the first place, watching Maia sort of grab the stage and doing a pretty good job of it. Like, I'm not really going to upstage that. So just sort of confidently walk up, sort of like lean nonchalantly against the bar, sort of try to be close to the center of whatever is brewing here. And looking on, probably like trying to be not like too self-conscious, like trying not to stare, but I'm kind of staring.
Okay.
Is that reasonable?
What do you want to do, if anything, to attempt to pull the interaction in your favor? And again, it can be a slow thing that you do over a period of time. It doesn't have to be immediate, but...
Right. I'm just trying to think. Like honestly, I don't really know.
Okay.
I'd probably ditch my jacket.
Okay, you did your jacket. So you're going
Scott
for
holds
the...
Petra's
wait.
jacket.
You're going for the slow seduction, right?
I'm just going to sort of be present in the situation, looking for an opportunity.
Okay, so you're attempting to pull her to you.
Not immediately, because that's not going to work. I'm smart enough to realize that's not going to work.
But over time.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, so I probably walk up. I sort of like slowly drape my jacket off and stick it over the stool next to me. Just sort of like lean over it, and I try to strike a confident pose, but again, who knows how well I'm actually succeeding at this. Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
Good job.
Hey, it's a thing. All right. While Maya is snuggling up against this young woman, Scott, what are you doing?
What does the outside of the bar look like?
Snuggling is the wrong word.
Grinding.
Closer.
Closer, but not the right word necessarily.
Like teasing.
Teasing's good. I like teasing. Anyways, Scott, what are you doing?
What's the situation like around the sides of the bar?
Karnis, if I get another round of this, go ahead.
Like
you will.
He's looking for a place to, because I think Petra just handed him her jacket, and I think he'd be holding Maya's jacket now, being the slowest one to act, and everyone just kind of threw him their stuff.
So Petra specifically said that she was coming up to the bar and using her jacket as a device. So I think she has her jacket around her chair because it was a very much a motion of removing the jacket to reveal herself, which is a thing. Like that's a move in seduction, if you will. So
lessons in seduction with Karnis.
You have Maya's jacket, maybe, Scott? There's a crowd.
Yeah, I'd like toss it and then ran.
There's a crowd beginning to build around the two ladies, Nadia and this newcomer who sort of jumped over and sort of like moving in time with her. But the ends of the bar are open, but they're much farther away from the two of them.
Well, he's looking for like not the ends of the bar, but like I'm saying bar as the place, not bar as the place inside or the location inside the place. He's looking for like a booth to put their stuff down to set up once they get back.
Oh, okay. So you're looking for a side booth to stash stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Make me wits. Wits composure +1 from Barfly. Cool. You quickly find a corner booth and throw people's stuff over. You see a couple of glasses and grab them and flip them top down to make it look like people are waiting to come back for drinks.
Sure.
Because that's what dicks do when they want to get another drink that their waiter hasn't given them, is they take their cup and they flip it upside down.
Well, he's gonna, what's the dance floor look like as well?
It's hot.
Hot as in hot, like people, how many people are dancing there? Like, what's the state that they're in?
Dude, it's
what?
me. There's a lot of people, they're doing the stuff. It's
No,
hot.
I know. I'm asking like. That's
Have
what
you
I'm
watched
asking.
Dirty Dancing? Have you
No,
seen what
yes,
they
I
do
have.
back in
But
the cabin?
I'm like, what's the situation of the people there? Like, are they in couples? Is it a mosh pit? Like, what's the situation based on the band? Like, that's what I want.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because that's gonna determine how we.
So, it's mosh isn't right. It's that heavy metal dancing that I cannot remember the name for right now, and I'm
Thrash
very
pit.
sorry to my people for not remembering that.
My people.
But it's that heavy metal dancing. So there are couples, but there are also a lot of singles. It's not skill so much as it is like emotion being sort of poured out in movement.
And the guys on the dance floor, what are they wearing?
A lot of the guys are either wearing like pants or like pants and jacket or pants and see-through shirt. A lot of the women are wearing less, like really short shorts, really short skirts, see-through lycra and fishnet. It's the crowd is very sexually open.
So there's guys who are shirtless on the dance floor.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay, good. So Scott's gonna take his shirt off and his jacket off, lay them there, and try to make. And as like he's going onto the dance floor to start dancing, he wants to try to see if Maia and him or Petra and him make eye contact, he's just gonna point out there. More so Maia because he's looking at Nadia the whole time, even though he doesn't know who Nadia is. Like,
Are you attempting to entice her?
A little bit.
All right, cool.
Not only just like with dance floor, but also place to go back to in case once you finish with the bar.
But okay. All right. Sorry, I was trying to do a thing, and then I said no, we're not gonna do that thing. So this is gonna be presence and expression. Presence and expression, and because of the description, I'll give you +1.
Okay, I'm going to spend a willpower on it too.
Oh,
I will allow that.
he is gonna be trying hard, isn't he?
Damn it! Only Trey.
I mean, that's still not bad. Because, again, you had 3 successes before.
Hopefully.
Alright. Okay, so, Maia runs over, jumps over the bar, starts mixing drinks. You start moving in time with Nadia, sort of very quickly teasing and moving with her. She quickly realizes what you're doing and moves into you a little bit so that you guys touch every so often.
At this point, are you taking us in turns, or should I jump in at this point?
I think he's
At this
still
point, I will allow you to take your second turn. Yes, Petra.
Okay.
Am I still doing the same thing?
At this exact moment, yes.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to. All right. So let me explain the layers here. The deepest layer is, what the fuck are you doing? The second layer is, you're an idiot. You're being too needy here. And the top layer, which is actually going to win out, is going to try to make eye contact with Nadia and basically ask her with my eyes, room for another?
All right. That's absolutely.
A question you can ask.
I'm trying to decide if it's presence or manipulation. Like, it's totally either, right?
Yeah.
Foot.
All right. Presence subterfuge. No. Presence persuasion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you lean in, she pours you a drink, you do a shot and sort of let it hit your chin a little bit so it drips down and sort of lean forward and look into her eyes. And she looks down at you and looks into your eyes and follows the liquor down. And she reaches out and holds out a hand.
I do the obvious thing.
You reach in, she pulls you over the bar. And at this point, I need Maia and Petra to make me dexterity performance rolls.
Oh.
There is no performance.
The fuck is performance?
Expression?
Expression. There's no performance.
Not fair. Do you have a good expression?
Expression.
No, it's only one.
Okay, fine.
It is expression. Performance.
Can I willpower? I can willpower this, right?
I will allow willpower to this, yes. Maia? Did we not get it? Oh, there.
I think she already rolled. Yeah.
She rolled ahead of you. Okay. Yeah. So the three of you start intermixing, just moving back and forth. It's.
By the way, you wanted to see my vice earlier. Welcome. I know it isn't lust, but this is Petra doing something that normal people actually kind of do.
Admittedly, absolutely, Maia, you get a willpower point back. Petra, you would if you didn't fulfill yours earlier.
Yep, no, I'm not asking for willpower. I'm just pointing out that for those of you who think I ducked it earlier.
It's very good. It's very good. Yeah, so the three of you just sort of like mixing back and forth between each other.
But who's in the middle? Is she in the middle?
Totally.
She would have to be in the middle.
No,
Nope.
it's absolutely mixing back and forth. Like, there are really weird, awkward points. Where,
Uh,
like,
Where's the two of you?
Where Petra and Maia sort of touch up against each other and realize what's going on and go, oh shit!
We'll process this in the morning.
Yep. Alcohol does amazing things, right?
I
Yeah.
haven't drank any.
I've had a ton tonight.
Listen, it's not alcohol. It's just I'm still trying to win. So even when I'm bumping and grinding on Petra, I'm expecting that she's watching me looking hot.
She does. And you are. And
Do I get a
Scott,
turn?
You will.
I didn't get a turn.
No,
Okay.
Maia goes
Will.
next. Oh.
We're all and I'm sorry.
Maia, I promise you will get a turn.
I believe you. I said I'm sorry.
Has she made eye contact once? I'm dancing my ass off.
Yes, several times.
Hey. Have Maia or Petra seen me as well? Or the two focused on her? That's totally...
Probably technically.
Okay. Technically, yes. I will not tell people that they did that.
I mean, they've seen him. He's not like you.
Sure, yeah.
He's like,
No,
focused.
you have noticed Scott. What you do with that, I leave up to you.
Are you talking to me and Petra right now?
Yes.
He's trying
Okay.
to
Wait, what are you saying, Karn?
He's gonna go. So Scott's gonna make his way over to the bar
I'm
now. Is
saying
there still
that-
a crowd?
I'm saying that Scott looks good. I'm saying that
Okay,
Scott
that's what
is a male. I'm
that's
saying
what I thought you
that
were
I
saying.
refuse
He has
to
the
tell...
striking looks talent and 3 athletics, so he's
I
in good
understand.
shape.
I understand.
Sure. I refuse to
Yeah.
tell people, and by people I mean players, that their character falls in love with another character because that makes for bad.
I mean, but like, screw it. You know, if Nadia wants to move the party, if Nadia wants to bring another in, I'm not going to get in the way of that.
Okay, so you move towards the bar, Scott.
Well, he's still dancing, but he wants. Yeah, why not? He's like, toss me a drink.
Make me an athletics dexterity roll. Dexterity roll.
The dexterity.
Wrong thing.
Get it, Scott. Yes, I just want to see this happen.
So
Watch this fail.
Scott, you make a couple of flips, like sort of a backflip, spin, twist, land, and you're like a good arm's length away from the bar, and Nadia sort of finishes a drink, and tosses it to you in this motion that is beautiful, except that it's not quite gonna reach you. And as it leaves Nadia's hand, Petra comes out and brushes it ever so gently with her back of her hand, and it pushes it just far enough so you reach out and grab it.
Do you want me to roll? Or
No, that happens.
You already did.
no, I didn't.
He did. Wait. No, you
I didn't roll for the athletics.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna
I thought
spend
this was a thing. Never mind.
No, I'm gonna spend willpower on this one.
Yes. You reach out, grab the drink, down it.
Down most of it, and then the rest just kind of.
And I'll give you an extra thing you want to do because of your extra successes.
And he just goes back to dancing, but he's like if he's just got his eyes locked on Nadia, and whenever she like makes eye contact with him, he does the very, very dirty dancing.
Make me a manipulation manipulation expression roll -2. No.
Holy shit.
Manipulation expression -1. No, you've earned this. Manipulation expression.
It's still not good. Manipulation. But do I get another die for striking looks?
Yes.
Yay! No!
All right. Cool. Maia. This whole thing is going on where Nadia has invited Petra in. And you guys have moved and danced and mixed good drinks. Scott flips up for a second, and you think he's about to join you guys and be another contender. And then he gets a drink, downs it, and then just moves back to the dance floor. So, your main competition at this point
Is who I see it as.
is Petra.
Is who I see it as.
Sure.
What
do you
does
do?
how full or empty is the bar?
It's full.
All right, I'm not going to be that girl.
That said, there are bartenders waiting in the wings to sort of join the three of you, but Nadia's made such a show of the three of you that nobody really wants to go to them.
Well,
So there are additional bartenders.
okay, when I asked how full the bar was, I didn't mean how many people were sitting at the bar. I meant how clean was the bar top.
Oh, okay. Fairly. Not 100%, but it's pretty clean. All said and done.
I hop my tiny little Maia ass up on the bar.
Okay.
And I kind of like, do I have to roll yet?
Nope.
Am I still going?
Nope. Keep going.
As that does quit, but in the best kind of way. In the tightest little runner kind of And I kind of cross my legs and like look at Nadia and pour another drink and for like whoever, and without like looking at that person, I hand them the drink and I hop back down off the bar because you want me to dance on the bar, but I don't. And I just kind of walk off towards the table that Scott has.
Oh shit! You walk away.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I need 2 rolls here.
Okay.
The first impacts the second. So, for the first roll, I need presence expression.
I'm willpowering.
I will allow it.
All the willpower. Oh
Yes!
shit! Oh shit!
I was
Oh
going
my
to
gosh.
say you are allowed to have craft mixology, but
I
you
don't
already
need it.
rolled for holy shit 5 successes. Okay.
Is that 2 exceptional successes that Maia's gotten tonight?
I think that's my first.
Yeah,
Petra's
she had
got the
a
other one.
4 earlier. Maybe
You
a
had wait, hold on. You had a 6? No, 1.
We've
2,
had
3,
2
4,
successes
5,
tonight. I know that's 1 for Maia, and I know I haven't had the other one.
How on earth did you have a 6 from presence expression?
I willpowered.
3 and 3. That'll do it. All right.
Strong.
So, your second roll is manipulation, persuasion, plus 5.
Oh fuck. Oh shit. Double exceptional success. Hauling it.
I really hope I'm so nervous.
Hey, 3 successes is good.
I'll
All
take
right.
it.
So Maia jumps up, spins on her tiny ass, does some quick drink moves, spreads, drops, lands on her feet. It's sexy as hell. You move, and Nadia watches as Maia just sort of moves beyond the bar and over to a table. And there's this moment where she looks at the other people at the bar. And then she jumps the bar and walks over to sit down with you, Maia.
Now I don't know what to do, but I did that much.
Now,
Hey Petra, how you doing behind the bar?
Petra, you are stuck behind the bar doing bartending things. You can continue to do that, or and there will be benefits for that. Or you can choose to extricate yourself, should you so decide.
Right. Okay. So, question. There's a crowd of people in front.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any kind of number one, is there any kind of a gap in the group of people that I could use?
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, and this is, well, it's mostly irrelevant, but did Scott take my jacket over to that table, or is it still on the other side of the bar?
No, it's right over on a chair across from you.
Okay. So what I want to do is sort of look around me. I want to find some little launching point to do some sort of like calisthenics here, whether it's like maybe I'm gonna like jump up, plant my hands on the bar, and then spring and like flip over it. Then I want to like walk over to where my jacket is, sort of drape it like lackadaisically over my shoulder, and wander back over to the table with the other two.
Okay. So this is going to be, I will say, strength dexterity because they're the same. This is going to be dexterity or strength, whichever you prefer, plus expression. +1 for the description.
Oh, all right.
Just stunned. Throwback,
Oh,
Karnis.
and fuck it. This is gonna be so embarrassing if I mess it up. So I'll start real hard with everybody else.
All right.
That's true, though. That's a good point.
Thank God.
You didn't need those extra few,
I
though.
will give you, because this feels extremely envious of the other people's successes.
Okay.
Willpower back.
All right.
Is envy your vice?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so
I'm basically hand-springing over the bar.
KC has acted on envy several times this scene and not gotten benefits from it. So he's getting it
Yeah.
now. Yeah. So, Petra. A bartender that's come up to sort of like fill in with you tosses you a beer. You grab it, drain it, slam it down in front of you, take a step back, handspring over top of the person in front of it, land behind them, and spin around the person behind them to exit this table. And it's fucking cool as hell. You do a good job. Everybody notices.
I stopped dancing for a second. And then start again.
You move over and sit down. You sit down next to Maia or next to Nadia. That's your choice.
There's an obvious answer here. No. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. Let me think.
Who says we're across from each other, Karnis?
No, okay. So
I
wait.
do.
Tell me the situation. Is it a booth? Is it a table with chairs?
It's a booth. It's one of those curving, nice corner booths where Nadia and Maia are sort of sitting across from each other
Okay.
and sort of leaning over and sort of talking to each other in a way that is more than friendly.
Okay. How large is it? So is it like a large 4-person, a small 4-person, a 2-person?
Large for four-person.
Large 4-person. Okay, so then what I was thinking wouldn't work in that kind of.
Give me an example of what you're trying to do, and I can make it work.
No. My point was that if it's that big, if I was considering actually swinging around a chair and sitting on the end of the table, but then I would be too far from the other two, I think.
Yes, but
So I'm not going to.
There is an option.
Okay.
It's extremely garish, and I don't think it's Petra necessarily.
Under the table.
Opposite. You could step up and sit in the middle of the table.
Yeah, I think I already did my show.
Okay,
So
again, I thought it was way overly garish for Petra, but
Yeah. No, and even as garish as she's feeling right now, I think that's still the case. That being said, yeah, I am. Let me think here. So what I'm gonna do, given that it's a large 4-person, is I am going to sit next to Nadia, but I am gonna try to restrain myself to the like, hey, if you want to go, girl, that's good distance.
Make me a resolve composure roll. -2
That is
for
fair.
that.
That is fair.
Wow.
Wow, that's resolve composure -2?
Yep.
Damn.
All of us have resolved composure of at least 5, and me and
Alright.
Maya, 5, and
Alright.
me and we have 6.
Alright. So
That's a good roll, though.
Yeah, you sit down, leave that distance. You want to scoot in a little closer, but you know it's not right.
It's too much. It's too much.
Maia, you're sitting, chatting with Nadia. Petra comes up, sits down next to her.
Do you say that we're chatting, or do I say that we're...
I presume you're chatting. You tell me what you're doing.
I'm trying to be not chatting.
Wait, no. You're intentionally avoiding...
No, I'm saying I'm trying to be making out with...
Oh, then say that.
That's
No,
not...
you said that she was chatting at first.
I said you're chatting, and then you said, are we chatting? And then I said, if that's what you're doing, and then...
But the last time I asked, you were like, yes, I say that's... Hear that I choose what I was trying to be doing this time. That's all. It's okay. It's okay. I was just checking.
Let me say it again. You can be doing whatever you would like to be doing. That is what I think you're doing.
So I appear to be chatting, but I'm trying to be making out with her.
Cool. Make me a manipulation persuasion roll. You are, in fact, making out with her.
Yes.
When Petra comes up and sits down.
That's so great. That's so great.
You guys have just started to sort of lean in and meet, sort of start to explore things, and then Petra sits down. But it's not in like a, I do this manner. It's sort of like a, oh, I need a break manner. And then you're like, oh shit, there's another person here. So you break up.
I mean, I'll wait my turn.
So. Oh, shit. Hold on.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Petra, make me a composure resolve roll. You come sit down and you watch Maia and this young lady making out. And as you sit down, they begin to separate a little bit. And she leans into you a little bit and grabs the back of your neck and pulls you in. And it's like the bar all over again. Scott.
He's not mad.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. They're all doing things together.
No, we understood that, so I said Scott's not mad. It was a joke.
Thanks for the table, Scott.
No, that was me telling the people out there. Anyways.
Oh.
Scott. What are you doing as you're sort of watching this just sweet lady threesome happen?
Well, I'm disappointed in my choice of actions for this, because it didn't lead me to that.
Yeah. Poor choice.
He's not a bartender. He did what he knows how to do, and if it didn't work, then it didn't work. He's gonna go to the bar and order a drink for everyone, or another wheat beer for Petra, or Maia.
I will allow you to order drinks specifically for everybody, except Nadia.
Oh, he was gonna get her a screaming orgasm, because that's an actual and it's not subtle, and it's great.
That.
Okay, so you may do that, or you may roll an intelligence investigation.
No one wants that.
I will let either happen.
Okay. Actually, how much does like what's going on right now with like Nadia remind him of the kiss that he got earlier?
Wits, occult minus 4.
I mean, it's a chance roll no matter what, actually.
Your
'Cause-
distance is not the same.
Currently under the influence. Holy shit!
A lot.
This
What?
is the night.
Like a lot.
Oh man.
You absolutely know there's something not right about that girl. You know Maia. You know Petra. They aren't like this. They don't... Or you're pretty sure they aren't like this. They don't seem like this from what you've met them so far. Like, something seems up. Plus,
Is
you
this
know,
kind of like just?
you know
is
for
this-
a matter of fact that Petra's dating someone.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Does this like? How much does this remind me of Emma? To could have used the same thing. Wait a minute. This reminds me of Emma. That was weird. That kiss.
It's similar.
This whole place is kind of getting weird now.
It's similar, but not the same. It doesn't remind you of the same thing, but it seems off, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. We're just gonna do that, and then for Maia, wheat beer for Petra. What for?
There is a shot that actually involves both iron and colloidal silver inside of it.
What is that? I don't know. Scott would know that.
I don't know that he would either. Make
That's what he's
me
gonna have you
an
roll for.
intelligence crafts +1 for your barfly.
Get it.
This is still a chance roll.
Yes.
No, I need a 10 on a chance.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, he does.
He's just gonna be hilarious and just get blowjob shots for all of them,
All right, blowjob shots for
That's
everyone
easy.
it is.
and get one for himself too.
Make me
A blowjob roll.
a presence.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. Hold on.
Resolve.
No. Presence.
Dexterity.
Expression? Yeah, this seems expression. Presence, expression. Roll.
Treat
Because if this all ends the way I want it to end, I will be very happy.
Yeah, why not? Scott is. He's more than anything right now. I think he's actually a little bit hurt because this is like I'm doing something I'm good at, didn't work.
Oh.
Well,
So-
no, his vice is pride.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's not happy with how
shit.
it went.
Yes.
And-
no. Yeah. You go full out on this. You invested willpower in this, you get it back for pride.
Boop. Only 2. Okay, that's fine. But yeah,
Hold on. Hold on. Let me do a thing. Mai's presence is 2. Petra's presence is 2. You slide in. Get your willpower back.
4 blowjob shots.
Guess whose presence is more than 2? Nadia's. Anyways.
Yes.
Yeah. So, we'll call it with the 4 of you sitting at a table, trading shots and tongues, and having a grand old orgy. You all wake up the next morning
Where?
in a cool, fluffy, white space.
That sounds nice.
And as your
Like a walls padded?
vision begins to clear, you see white silk curtains generally covering windows, and naked forms, male and female, sort of spread over the area. Give or take enough people to be entertaining. And in walks a woman older than everybody in the room. And the only reason you know she's older is the way she sort of carries herself. White hair flowing down her back. Crystal blue eyes that shift between this incredible blue and green and amethyst. Rings of various green, blue, purples on her fingers, nipples, clit. As the Queen of Air and Darkness in all of her glory walks into a room and stares at the three of you in all of her glory, if you will.
Is Luca in the bed?
And that's where we'll end it.
Good night, stream.
What Tasty said.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Colimp. You're the best. Where's my OBS? There it is.